Romantic Tales. Chapter 82. If looks could kill, then Wang Jitao would have already killed Yang Ming. Wang Jitao didn't understand. Yang Ming was just a small character and the rape case didn't do anything to Yang Ming. But why did the police keep an eye on this case? Under the situation where the police kept going to the earthly paradise to investigate, Wang Jitao was finally scared. He confessed his matter to his father, Wang Jitao. Wang Yunlong naturally scolded Wang Jitao. But his own son had to be taken care of. So Wang Yunlong bribed a waiter with a lot of money to let him turn himself in. He also used his social connections to pressure the police to close the case as soon as possible. Although Wang Jitao didn't have any substantial loss in his opinion, Yang Ming didn't only feel good for nothing, but he also didn't have anything to do with it. But he had to find someone to take the blame. This was undoubtedly equivalent to lifting a rock and smashing his own foot. Especially after the exam results were released, Wang Jitao lost another competitive advantage in front of Qin Mengyan. Except for his own family background, there was nothing that could be compared to Yang Ming. And what made Wang Jitao most uncomfortable was that Qin Mengyan didn't seem to be interested in his family background. In his opinion, women despised the poor and loved the rich, but Qin Mengyan didn't like this. Wang Jitao gave Qin Mengyan gifts several times, but Qin Mengyan rejected them. So Wang Jitao was really at his wit's end. At noon, Yang Ming went home as usual. After eating and returning to school, he met Li Dagong at the school gate. This guy was playing a guessing bowl game at a gambling stall. The so-called bowl guessing game was a game where 3 identical bowls were placed upside down on the table. Then the operator would lift one of the bowls and cover a coin. Both hands would move the 3 bowls back and forth until the audience was dazzled. Then the audience would be asked to guess which bowl the coin was in. 1 yuan per guess. If the guess was right, 10 yuan would be given. If the guess wasn't right, 1 yuan would cost 100 yuan. And Li Dagong was playing this game with relish. "Dagang, why are you playing this game?" Yang Ming patted him from behind and frowned. This game was considered gambling in disguise. Li Dagong's family background wasn't very good. If he got into the bad habit of gambling, it would have a great impact on his life. "Hey, I'm just trying my luck." Seeing that it was Yang Ming, Li Dagong didn't mind. He didn't care. "Don't you know that 9 out of 10 gambling? Have you ever won?" Yang Ming glanced at the person at the gambling stall. He had a shifty-looking face and he didn't look like a good person. "No, I've guessed it 3 times and I didn't get it right once. Now that you said it, I'm a little suspicious too." Li Dagong looked at the stall owner with some suspicion. "Hey, you're not lying, right?" Yang Ming listened to Li Dagong's words and couldn't help but find it funny. Who would ask like that? Even if he was lying, he wouldn't admit it. Sure enough, the stall owner wasn't happy after hearing it. He said with a sullen face, "Aren't you watching from the side? Okay, hurry up and guess." Li Dagong was about to guess, but Yang Ming stopped him. Yang Ming felt suspicious. He used his X-ray vision to scan the bowls and found that there wasn't a single coin in it. "What's wrong?" Li Dagong looked at Yang Ming with suspicion. "Nothing," he guessed. Yang Ming had already thought of a solution. "I guess, and the one on the far right." Li Dagong hesitated and said, "Have you guessed it?" The stall owner asked, "If you guessed it, you're going to open it." Sorry, it's not here." "How about it? Do you still want to play?" "Wait." Yang Ming suddenly said, "Are you trying to fool people with empty bowls?" However, the stall owner in front of him didn't panic like Yang Ming imagined. Even Li Dagong next to him shook his head with a bitter smile. "Oh, Yang Ming, I have already asked." "Yeah, don't you want to know where the coin is?" The stall owner pointed to an empty bowl and said, "It's here." As he said this, the stall owner lifted the bowl. A coin was lying there. Yang Ming was stunned. "Impossible. I clearly saw that all 3 bowls were empty." However, Yang Ming pondered for a moment and understood that he met a master. This guy's technique was very fast. He probably put the coin in the moment he lifted the bowl. No one would notice it. Thinking of this, Yang Ming said, "Let's play one more round." Yang Ming took out a yuan from his pocket and handed it over. The stall owner still put the coin under one of the bowls like before. However, Yang Ming saw that the coin was already in the stall owner's sleeve when the bowl was put down. "Guess." The stall owner finished moving the bowls and said to Yang Ming, "I guess that all 3 bowls are empty." Yang Ming said word by word. "Yang Ming, what are you doing? Aren't you obviously losing?" Li Dagong asked puzzledly. Yeah, how can you guess like that? Hurry up and guess. Don't mess around. The stall owner said impatiently. Why? I just guessed that all 3 bowls are empty. If I guessed wrong, the yuan would be given to you. Isn't that the same thing? How can you say that I'm messing around? As he said this, Yang Ming gave Li Dagong a reassuring look. Li Dagong misunderstood. He thought that Yang Ming was asking him to help. However, this helped Yang Ming instead. That's right. Don't tell me you're hiding something. Just guess that all 3 bowls aren't empty. Li Dagong immediately stared at the stall owner and said, Hey, anything is fine. The stall owner didn't want to waste time with them. He said, Look carefully. The coin is under the bowl. As he said this, he reached out to lift the bowl in the middle. Don't move first. Yang Ming grabbed the stall owner's wrist. I'll see for myself. See for yourself? How can that be? Don't break my bowl. Hey, don't mess around. I know what you mean. Let go of me. I'll make you convinced. Although the stall owner's words were calm, there was a trace of anxiety in his eyes. If I break it, I'll pay for it. What's the difference between you and me opening it? Yang Ming sneered. Are you feeling guilty? I'm feeling guilty? Why should I feel guilty? The stall owner said calmly. He shook his wrist and tried to break free from Yang Ming's grip. However, he felt like he was stuck by an iron clamp. He couldn't pull it out. Li Dagong lift the bowls. Yang Ming grabbed the stall owner's other hand and ordered Li Dagong. After Li Dagong heard this, he immediately reached out and lifted the bowls. As a result, the 3 bowls were empty as Yang Ming said. Yang Ming snorted and let go of the stall owner. What else do you want to say? Don't tell me the coin grew wings and flew into your sleeve. You saw through it. The stall owner was surprised. Small trick. Yang Ming said disdainfully. Tell me. What do you want to do? I'll pay you 10 yuan. Is that okay? The stall owner thought Yang Ming was easy to fool since he was just a student. Pay me 10 yuan? Are you going to continue lying? Li Dagong, you go to the police and say that you caught a liar in front of Songjiang No. 4 High School. Yang Ming said calmly. Don't. Brother. Let's talk about it. Don't call the police. The stall owner was scared by Yang Ming and immediately softened. Cheating in front of the school was a big taboo in society. If he was caught by the police, he would be severely punished. Then what do you think we should do? My friend played so many rounds. In fact, Yang Ming didn't want to call the police. He just wanted to scare this person. I'll refund the money to him. I'll refund it now. The stall owner nodded quickly. Refund? He played here. If you didn't play tricks, he might have won a few times already. Yang Ming said sternly. He played 4 yuan. I'll refund him 40 yuan. The stall owner clenched his teeth and said, 40? Yang Ming asked, Are you stupid? You look so smart. You don't look like you don't know how to calculate. Haven't you heard of compound interest? If you haven't heard of it, I'll explain it to you. My classmate won 10 yuan from you with 1 yuan. Then he won 100 yuan with 10 yuan. 100 yuan is 1,000 yuan. The stall owner didn't expect to meet someone who was smarter than him. He suddenly frowned and said, Little brother, I'm wrong. If you keep calculating like this, even if my family runs a bank, I can't afford it. If you always walk by the river, how can your shoes not be wet? This old saying was right. The stall owner was screwed today. I only have 200 yuan in my pocket. I'll give it all to you. Little brother, please let me go. The stall owner took out 200 yuan from his pockets. Yang Ming used his X-ray vision to scan his clothes. He realized that there were 200 yuan bills in his coat pocket. He couldn't help but say with disgust, I hate people who lie to me the most. I didn't lie to you. The stall owner said with a bitter face, I'm already like this. How would I dare to lie to you? Chapter 83. If it was a normal gambling, Yang Ming wouldn't be disgusted. But for the stall owner in front of him, it was obviously a scam. Moreover, the people who came to this kind of stall usually didn't have a good family background. For example, a rich person like Wang Jitao wouldn't bother to play this kind of thing. For a high-end hotel like Heavenly Earth, there were some gambling projects in the leisure area. That was where the rich people went. Just like Li Dagong, his parents were workers and he usually didn't have much pocket money. It seemed that Li Dagong threw his lunch at this stall. A gentleman loves money and he gets it in a proper way. If you scam money from those rich people, that's your ability. But if you come to fool a poor student, that's a problem with your character. Therefore for such a person Yang Ming had no sympathy. What's that in your jacket pocket? How money? Yang Ming said sarcastically. The stall owner didn't expect that the 200 yuan couldn't be hidden from Yang Ming. He took out the 200 yuan and put it in Yang Ming's hand. How did you know? I guessed. Yang Ming said faintly. What? Guessed? The stall owner regretted it. He was actually scammed by a student. If he knew, he wouldn't have taken it out. Even if he took out 100 yuan, it would have been fine. However, fortunately he took out the money. Otherwise Yang Ming might be anxious. It was inevitable that he would beat him up. Yang Ming threw the 3 broken bowls on the table on the ground and said to the stall owner, "Don't let me see you again, or else it won't be so simple next time." Yes. The stall owner didn't dare to say no. The 2 students in front of him were taller and stronger than him. He didn't want to do anything irrational, so he nodded and left. Fuck, I didn't expect this guy to be a scammer. Li Dagong said angrily. I was still hoping to win some pocket money. You gave him more than 4 yuan, right? Yang Ming looked at Li Dagong and smiled. I lost more than 20 yesterday afternoon. Today I'm going to make a comeback. Li Dagong said, embarrassed. Yang Ming took out 200 yuan from the money and stuffed it into Li Dagong's hand. This is for you. Don't play that kind of thing in the future. Gambling is not a game for the poor. Give it to me. Li Dagong was stunned. That's not very good, right? What's wrong with that? Just take it. He lied to you, so it's normal for him to compensate you with some money. Yang Ming put the rest of the money into his pocket. He had saved the reward money for being a good Samaritan in his bank account. He had no money in his pocket for the past 2 days, so someone had sent him money. Thank you, Brother Yang. Li Dagong took the money happily and put it in his pocket. Yang Ming smiled and remembered when he was in junior high school. At that time the punks in the school called him Brother Yang. Now that he thought about it, it was a bit funny. After he matured, he understood that in today's society, the rich are the brothers. This was the first time Yang Ming used his special ability to make money. Although this money wasn't very glorious, he felt at ease. Yang Ming felt that his ability was still very useful. If he used it well, he would definitely make money. After school at night, Yang Ming wanted to find Zhao Ying, but he hesitated and walked directly to the school gate. During math class today, Zhao Ying didn't care about Yang Ming like she usually did. Yang Ming saw it. Maybe she was distancing herself from him? Yang Ming shook his head. Kid, I'm talking about you. Come with me. A green-haired young man stood in front of Yang Ming and blocked his way. This person was Jin Gang's friend, Xiao Chao. Who are you? Yang Ming looked at the person in front of him, who was obviously a punk. Someone wants to see you, Xiao Chao said. See me? Yang Ming looked at the green-haired young man. He didn't know this person. He said that someone wanted to see him. Who could it be? Could it be Wang Jitao? However, it seemed like Wang Jitao wouldn't use the same trick twice. Last time he didn't find a punk to teach him a lesson. Would he find someone else? Yes, it's you. Come with me quickly. Otherwise I won't be polite. Xiao Chao said. Not polite? Yang Ming looked at the guy in front of him with some contempt. With such a small physique, he could beat him down with one hand. However, Yang Ming was very curious about the person behind him, so he asked, Where is the person who wants to see me? In the tea house opposite. Xiao Chao said. Yang Ming looked at the tea house. He smiled. With such a glance, Yang Ming already saw the person who wanted to see him. Don't forget that Yang Ming's special ability was telescopic vision and X-ray vision. Although there was a distance between the tea house and here, for Yang Ming, it wasn't a problem at all. The person in the tea house was Jin Gang. At the moment he was sitting in a private room looking around. After understanding all of this, Yang Ming became fearless. Lead the way. Xiao Chao didn't expect Yang Ming to be so straightforward. He thought that he would have to waste his breath. It seems that this little kid is afraid of me. Xiao Chao couldn't help but think proudly. Yang Ming followed Xiao Chao into the tea house and came to the private room where Jin Gang was. Yang Ming actually knew that Jin Gang was here, but he still pretended to be very surprised. Teacher Jin, why are you here? Jin Gang's face changed, but he thought of the good show that Xiao Chao had arranged. He forced a smile on his face. Yang Ming, quickly sit. In his heart he thought, let's see how you are going to be scared out of your wits. Yang Ming didn't hesitate and sat in the seat casually. However, he was a little puzzled. What is Jean Gang doing? He probably already knew that he was played on Friday, so he must want to get back his face. But why didn't he do it? In fact, why didn't Jean Gang want to beat up Yang Ming? But what about the 50,000 yuan? So Xiao Chao came up with an idea. If he wanted to make Yang Ming obediently spit out the money, he had to make him scared. Otherwise, 50,000 yuan wasn't a small amount. If it was just to beat up Yang Ming, he might not take it out. But if Yang Ming knew that his group of people were powerful people that he couldn't afford to offend, then Yang Ming would take the initiative to take out the money. At that time it wouldn't be too late to beat him up. After they sat down, the waiter handed the menu to Jean Gang. Today Jean Gang was full of confidence that he could beat Yang Ming because Xiao Chao had promised him that he would find a real underworld boss to take charge. At that time he wouldn't be afraid that Yang Ming wouldn't admit defeat. So Jean Gang thought that Yang Ming must be the one who paid for this tea. So he didn't hold back and directly ordered a pot of the best quality Longjing tea. This was more than 1 grade better than the free tea provided by the school. When the menu was handed to Yang Ming actually ordered a beef curry rice. Jean Gang and Xiao Chao couldn't help but look at each other. What is this guy doing? Does he think this is a restaurant? Although the general tea house sold tea, it also sold some fast food items. Curry rice was one of the common fast food items. After Yang Ming came out of the detention center, he was even more fearless. He didn't dare to mess with Wang Jitao because Wang Jitao's family was rich and had a lot of strong connections in the society. But for an idiot like Jean Gang, if Yang Ming didn't mess with him, who would he mess with? From the moment Yang Ming stepped into the tea house, he knew that today's matter would definitely not end well. So Yang Ming ordered a curry beef rice as soon as he came in. But he would have the strength to beat people after eating. Once the curry rice was served, Yang Ming wolfed it down. Jean Gang asked suspiciously, "Yang Ming, you didn't eat lunch?" Yang Ming answered vaguely. Not to mention the taste of the rice was not bad. No wonder it was so expensive, 20 yuan per plate. "Yang Ming, let me introduce you. This is Chao Liwa, brother Chao." Jean Gang said. "Fuck your mother?" There is actually someone called Fuck Your Mother. This name is too awesome. He is afraid that people don't know that it was Fuck Your Mother that gave birth to you. This motherfucker is too talented. Yang Ming thought in his heart. It's Chao Liwa, not Fuck Your Mother. 3 black lines appeared on little Chao's head. He didn't know if the student in front of him was really someone who wasn't afraid of anything, or he was extremely careless. In this kind of situation, not only could he eat big mouthfuls of curry rice, he even dared to scold people. Chapter 84. After Yang Ming finished the curry beef rice in front of him, he wiped his mouth and looked at Jean Gang and Xiao Chao in front of him. Could it be that these 2 people only came to treat him to a meal? "Xiao Chao, when will the person you mentioned arrive?" Jean Gang asked softly. Soon. Wait a little longer." Xiao Chao was also very anxious. He was also afraid of dropping the ball at the crucial moment. Do. The phone rang. Xiao Chao took out his phone and glanced at it. He turned around and left the private room. "Hello, brother Da. Why aren't you here yet? We are waiting for you at the tea house opposite Songjiang No. 4 High School." Xiao Chao said anxiously. "Xiao Chao, I have something to do. I can't make it today. One of my brothers was beaten up and sent to the hospital. I have to negotiate with others." The person on the other end of the phone said. "But brother Da, I have brought the people here." Xiao Chao heard and immediately frowned. The more you are afraid of something, the more it will happen. "It's okay. I have already found 2 underlings to go over. They might be here soon." Brother Da said. "Will it work?" Xiao Chao was a little hesitant. "Isn't it just scaring a student?" "Don't worry. He will definitely be scared to death." Brother Da said. "Alright then, brother Da. Let's do it this way." Xiao Chao shook his head helplessly. He thought to himself, damn. Do I need you to find underlings? Can't I settle it myself? However, these words could only be said by himself. He couldn't let brother Da hear it. Chao Liwa was just a small gangster. Normally he would just take care of the place and scare people. If he really faced those who didn't care about their lives, he would immediately be scared. This brother Da was a rather famous person in Songjiang City. He was vicious and merciless. Therefore Xiao Chao wanted to find him to scare Yang Ming. He didn't expect him to send 2 underlings. Forget it. Since it has come to this, I can only take 1 step at a time. After returning to the private room, Chao Liwa didn't have the same confidence as before. Yang Ming had learned his lesson from last time. This time he purposely paid attention to Chao Liwa's whereabouts. Yang Ming also saw Chao Liwa talking on the phone in the corridor clearly. Although Yang Ming couldn't see what the person who called him said, he could roughly judge from Chao Liwa's words. Chao Liwa asked a person called Brother Dick to teach him a lesson. But since Brother Dick couldn't come, he sent someone else. After figuring out all this, Yang Ming calmly waited for Brother Dick's people to come over. Why aren't they here yet? Yang Ming said impatiently. Soon. Chao Liwa replied casually. However, he immediately felt that something was amiss. How did you know that someone was coming? Isn't it? As they were talking, the door of the private room was pushed open. Two people who didn't look like good people came in. When Chao Liwa saw the people who came, a smile appeared on his face. It seemed that Brother De was really thinking about him. The two people he sent were both Brother De's capable men. One was Zhu Biao, the lone shark, and the other was Brother De's strong fighter Fan Jialong. Yang Ming, let me introduce you to two friends. Chao Liwa smiled. This is Zhu Biao, Brother Biao, and this is Fan Jialong, Brother Long. Nice to meet you. Yang Ming looked at the people in front of him and nodded. Brat, where are you from? Who's your boss? Fan Jialong unbuttoned his shirt and sat in front of Yang Ming. Coincidentally, the black dragon tattoo on his chest was exposed. My boss is Li Huihua. Yang Ming said with a smile. Yang Ming estimated that Fan Jialong was the only one who could fight among the four of them. However, he was confident that he could defeat him. That Zhu Biao Fatty Zhu was obviously a person who ate and drank too much. He couldn't even walk properly, let alone fight. Chao Liwa looked like a person who was strong on the outside but weak on the inside. He could scare people but he couldn't fight. The remaining one was Jin Gang. He was an unstable factor. However, this guy had been a teacher for a long time and hadn't fought for a long time. Should be easy to handle. Yang Ming, who knew the opponent's intention and strength, was now fearless. He was ready to have some fun with these people. Li Huihua. Fan Jialong was stunned. Then he looked at Zhu Biao and said, Do you know him? Zhu Biao frowned and thought for a long time. Then he shook his head. The scariest thing about a conflict in the underworld was that people would fight among themselves. Not only would it be a laughing stock, but it would also be a loss of reputation if word got out. Therefore, before two groups of people fought, they would ask about their respective bosses. If the two bosses had a good relationship, then the fight wouldn't happen. May I know which district Li Huihua is from? Fan Jialong hesitated and asked respectfully. After all, the opponent was a boss. If he was a ruthless person, there was no need to provoke an unnecessary enemy. Li Huihua is a teacher in our school. She's his class teacher. Jin Gang couldn't help but say, What? Kid, you dare to trick me? Fan Jialong was furious. Do you know what I do? I don't know. Yang Ming shook his head. Let me tell you. I'm the boss of the underworld. Fan Jialong was afraid that Yang Ming didn't understand, so he added another sentence. I'm an organized criminal gang. Oh, I've heard so much about you. Yang Ming pretended to be a noob and showed an envious expression. It seems that this Fan Jialong's IQ isn't very high. Are all thugs like this? You don't have to hear so much about me. I'll tell you the truth. I was asked by someone to scare you today. Fan Jialong was a rough person. He was good at fighting but he couldn't play with IQ. Today Brother De asked him to scare a student. Fan Jialong was in a bit of a dilemma. After saying a few words, Fan Jialong finally lost his patience and decided to lay his cards on the table. Chao Liwa listened to Fan Jialong's words and couldn't help but frown. Does this guy know how to talk? You already told him that you were here to scare him. Why would he be afraid of you? And I got it. Brother Long, why are you looking for me? Just tell me directly. Yang Ming nodded and scolded in his heart. Jin Gang, can't you play with someone with a higher IQ like Wang Jitao? Why do you always find a few idiots to deal with me? Are you looking down on me or are you an idiot yourself? Yang Ming didn't dare to face Wang Jitao now. But facing Jin Gang, he didn't have so many scruples. Originally he wanted to use Jin Gang to practice but the opponent was too weak. Straightforward. Fan Jialong listened to Yang Ming's words and was overjoyed. Seems that this person in front of me is a smart person. Then I don't need to talk nonsense. So he said directly, I heard that you played with Jin Gang, right? This is your fault. What do you say? I don't know. Just say it. Yang Ming said indifferently. Good, you're a real man. You're a real man. You're so straightforward. Fan Jialong was overjoyed. Why did I meet such a good person today? I think that's it. How much did you pay for the meal? Let's count it as 60,000. You take out 60,000 yuan and admit your mistake. Then we'll forget about this. Oh, that's it? Yang Ming asked. That's it. Fan Jialong thought to himself. Listening to his tone, it seems that my conditions are too little. I don't agree. Yang Ming said lightly. What? Fuck? You played with me? Fan Jialong was furious. He pointed at Yang Ming and said loudly, last time, there was a guy who acted pretentious in front of me. I punched his head open. He was in the hospital for half a year and almost became a vegetable. Really? What a coincidence. Last time there was a guy named Ji Shuixing who acted pretentious in front of me. I punched his lung open. In the end he went straight to the King of Hell to report before he even reached the hospital. Yang Ming said calmly. Ji Shuixing? When Fan Jialong heard this name he was stunned. Silence. The whole room was silent. Everyone present, except for Jin Gang, had heard of Ji Shuixing's name. He was the best fighter under the gang leader of City S, and Fan Jialong, who was also a fighter, had heard of this name. However, according to the rumors, such a powerful person like Ji Shuixing was killed by a high school student when he was committing a crime in Songjiang City. Fan Jialong never thought that the person who killed Ji Shuixing was this high school student that he wanted to scare. Motherfucker, who is scaring who? Although Fan Jialong was a tiger, he knew the difference in strength. Fan Jialong didn't dare to provoke someone who could kill Ji Shuixing. Because this matter was confidential, other than the principal and Zhao Ying, no one knew about Yang Ming and Ji Shuixing. Jin Gang naturally didn't know. Who is this Ji Shuixing? Is he very powerful? King Kong was a little baffled when he saw that everyone was in an awkward silence. Chao Liwa pulled on Jin Gang's sleeve and whispered a few words. Jin Gang's face changed immediately. Let's not talk about this. That day didn't we say that Brother Yang Ming would treat us? However, Jin Gang paid for it. Brother Yang Ming, don't you think? Chao Liwa quickly mediated. He was much smarter than Fan Jialong. Although he doubted whether Yang Ming was telling the truth, the name Ji Shuixing was unfamiliar to high school students. Since it came from Yang Ming's mouth, it was most likely true. Chapter 85. I don't have money. Yang Ming poured himself a cup of tea and said calmly. It's okay if you don't have money. Zhu Biao came here because he was afraid that Yang Ming didn't have money. As a loan shark he could do a business with him. I specialize in loan sharks. I can lend you money. And how about 9 payments and 11 payments? When Zhu Biao said this he felt that he wasn't confident enough. Just now he came here arrogantly and wanted to scare this student. He wanted to let him know that he was a ruthless person in society. If you don't return the money, I will force you to lend me money. But in this situation even Fan Jialong was scared. He didn't dare to make a fuss. He quickly finished what Brother De told him to do. As for whether Yang Ming agreed or not, it wasn't something that Zhu Biao could control. Why would I want to borrow money from a loan shark? I purposely tricked him that day. Yang Ming sneered. When they heard Yang Ming's words they looked at each other. Isn't he too awesome? Is he acting cool here or does he have the ability to be awesome? Fan Jialong's 10 fingers moved, but he didn't dare to get angry. If Yang Ming was really the student who killed Ji Shuixing, then Fan Jialong didn't have the confidence to defeat this student. Although there were 4 of them, Fan Jialong was an expert in this field. He directly ignored Zhu Biao who lived like a prince. As for Chao Liwa, it was obvious that he drank too much. He couldn't even walk properly, let alone fight. As for that Jin Gang, Fan Jialong didn't know his strength. But looking at his fair and clean appearance he probably didn't fight for N years. Looking at Yang Ming again, although he had a lazy expression, his body was strong, his arms were thick and his knuckles were thick. At first glance it was obvious that he often fought, so Fan Jialong really didn't dare to fall out with Yang Ming. Are you done? Then I'm leaving. Yang Ming stood up and walked towards the door. Suddenly he thought of something. He turned his head and pointed at Jin Gang. Damn it. This time, seeing that you treated me to tea, I won't argue with you about the bicycle. I'll give you 3 days to buy me an identical one. Otherwise you'll be dead soon. After hearing that, King Kong's face turned green. However, the current situation was delicate, so he didn't dare to be too arrogant. He could only keep on hinting at Chao Liwa with his eyes. Chao Liwa helplessly shook his head. Let me tell you, I'm a ruthless person, but I have a good temper. It's okay if you want to show off. When he reached the corridor, Yang Ming let out a sigh of relief. His original plan was that a fierce battle was inevitable. He didn't expect that when he mentioned Ji Shuixing, these guys were actually afraid. It seems that Ji Shuixing is my lucky star. Yang Ming wasn't afraid of fighting, but he was afraid of endless fighting. When he was in junior high school, Yang Ming didn't have many fights with gangsters. But after these gangsters were beaten up, they would find a helper to take revenge. So Yang Ming didn't get tired of it. Just like today, it would be best if Fan Jilong didn't get involved in King Kong's affairs in the future. After a few words were said and there was no real conflict. In the private room, Fan Jilong hesitated and said, "Little Chow, I'm sorry. I don't have the confidence to beat this Yang Ming. I will explain to Brother De about this." After that, he left the private room with Zhu Biao. Fan Jilong came to help Jin Gang settle the matter. He didn't have a direct relationship with Yang Ming. So, there was no need to have a conflict with Yang Ming because of Jin Gang. Fuck. Jin Gang slammed his fist on the table. "What are you doing, Little Chow? Is this the big brother in the underworld that you were talking about?" He was fooled by a few words from a little kid. This. Little Chow's face didn't look good. After all, he was the one who found him. Today he lost a lot of face. "Should I go back and discuss with Brother Da?" Jin Gang nodded. "I still owe you 20,000 yuan. You have to wait. I will think of a way." "It's okay. Don't worry." Yesterday Jin Gang returned 30,000 yuan to him. He still owed him 20,000 yuan. Originally he thought that he could get the money from Yang Ming today, but it turned out like this. Little Chow couldn't rush Jin Gang anymore. He could only nod. Jin Gang was depressed to the extreme. He didn't expect to pay for the tea in the end. 180 yuan. It's so damn expensive. If I knew, I wouldn't have ordered the best quality Longjing tea. It seems that I can't rely on Little Chow. No, I have to find a way to teach Yang Ming a lesson. Jin Gang thought angrily. Student dared to trick me. If this spreads out, where's my face? Thinking of this, Jin Gang's face suddenly showed a cold smile. Aren't you going to take the college entrance exam? Haha, then I will ruin your future. Yang Ming burped as he walked on the road. This curry rice is really delicious. It's best if Jin Gang can find me for tea every day. For a few days it was very peaceful. Jin Gang didn't find trouble with Yang Ming. There was also no news about Fan Jilong. Yang Ming and Zhao Ying's relationship was still in a cold war, but his relationship with Qin Mingyan was progressing rapidly. During the weekend, Yang Ming had nothing to do, so he turned on his computer and logged into QQ. He took out the note that recorded Qin Mingyan's QQ and added her as a friend. "Add me." Yang Ming sent a message. After a while, Yang Ming received a verification message. The other party accepted his friend request. Huh. Yang Ming looked at Qin Mingyan's nickname and was shocked. Of course, the premise was that his glasses could still fall out. Wild female teacher. This name has a personality, right? After checking the other party's information, Qin Mingyan was QQ Do Diju XX Netcom XX room. Damn, I thought that good students don't play games. Yang Ming had some evil thoughts. Why don't I scare her a little? There's no true love in this world. Good students don't play games. After a while, Qin Mingyan replied. Wild female teacher. Are you kidding me? Didn't you see my nickname? I'm a teacher, okay? Yang Ming was amused. Qin Mingyan also knows how to lie. You're a teacher? Hee hee, there's no true love in this world. Really? Then which school are you from? What do you teach? Wild female teacher. Why should I tell you? Who are you? There's no true love in this world. I'm your pursuer. Yang Ming made a joke. He wanted to test if Qin Mingyan had him in her heart. My charm is infinite. There are many pursuers. Which one are you? This tone, is it Qin Mingyan? Yang Ming felt that it was a bit unbelievable. How can a person be so different on the internet and in real life? Yang Ming doubtfully checked the QQ number of wild female teacher. Damn, I was too excited just now. Qin Mingyan's QQ is XXXXX2. Yang Ming entered XXXXX22. I must have added the wrong person. There's no true love in this world. Sorry, I added the wrong person. Her number is 1 digit away from yours. Wild female teacher. Oh, I was wondering why you were speaking so inexplicably. I thought you were my annoying colleague. There's no true love in this world. Your pursuer? Yang Ming felt that this wild female teacher should also be a beauty. Not to mention that it was fate that they met. Adding her in such a strange combination of circumstances, maybe it was fate so Yang Ming didn't delete it directly. Anyway, he had nothing to do. Zhang Bin and I'm a Superstar weren't here. Yang Ming casually chatted with this wild female teacher. Wild female teacher, hee I guess so. Did you just add your girlfriend? There's no true love in this world, I guess so. Hee. I'm pursuing her. Wild female teacher. Do you know how to play do dijou? There's no true love in this world. Yes, why? Wild female teacher. I'm heartbroken. I'm in a bad mood. Can you accompany me to copy points? Copy points is a term in online games. It means that several people cheat together so that only one person wins. It is especially common in Lianzhong and QQ chess and card games. There's no true love in this world. Heartbroken? You have so many pursuers. Why are you heartbroken? Wild female teacher. That's not what I like. There's no true love in this world. Oh, I know. The person you like doesn't like you? Wild female teacher was silent for a while before replying. He should like me too. There's no true love in this world. I know. My parents don't agree. Wild female teacher. My parents are not old-fashioned. Sigh, in short, because of some reasons we can't be together. Don't ask so much. Are you going to copy points with me or not? There's no true love in this world. Okay, but copying points is boring. Why don't we do deductions together and cheat others? Wild female teacher. Ah? Okay, you are so bad. There's no true love in this world. Wait for me to download a client. I just bought the computer. There's nothing inside. Wild female teacher. Okay, when you are done, come to XX Netcom XX computer room XX table. There's no true love in this world. Okay, right away. However, she didn't tell him and asked Yang Ming to guess. Therefore, Yang Ming thought that she was lying to him. Now that there was a chance, of course, Yang Ming wanted to confirm. Unfortunately, Yang Ming was watching the sports channel, so Yang Ming went back to his room. He replied to, I'm a superstar. My dad is watching TV. I can't watch. Just tell me who you are. I'm a superstar. Forget it. There's no true love in this world. Why are you angry? I'm a superstar. No, busy. Hey, I'm leaving. He went offline after he finished speaking. Yang Ming used the IP version of QQ. He could see if the other party was invisible. He saw that I'm a superstar was invisible. He was probably angry. Yang Ming shook his head. He used to make I'm a superstar angry many times, so he didn't care. On Monday, the school informed that the third year of high school would be organized to watch a movie tomorrow afternoon. The purpose was to let everyone relax in the stressful school life. This news made Yang Ming very happy. He had wanted to ask Qin Mengyan to watch a movie for a long time. Yang Ming, are you free tonight? Qin Mengyan finished the exercises in her hand for Yang Ming and asked. Yes, of course I am. Why, let's go on a date? The relationship between Yang Ming and Qin Mengyan was very good, so he didn't have much scruples when he spoke. Because both of them had feelings for each other, Qin Mengyan wasn't angry with him. She just rolled her eyes at Yang Ming and said, accompany me to the supermarket to buy some snacks tonight. We will eat tomorrow afternoon. Girls like to eat these things, so Yang Ming said happily, okay? For the whole afternoon Yang Ming couldn't wait for school to end. Zhang Bin thought that Yang Ming had epilepsy, so he kept moving the table behind him. Yang Ming, don't tell me you're trying to get off a plane? Zhang Bin asked evilly. Yeah, I'm hitting a plane. Yang Ming was even more shameless. Oh. Unexpectedly, their conversation was heard by Zhang Bin's desk mate. This guy was Wang Jitao's follower. He usually didn't like Yang Ming, so he wanted to tease him. So he raised his hand. Student Qin Afu, what's the matter? Zhao Ying asked curiously. Reporting to teacher, Yang Ming is making a lot of noise behind me. I can't study. Qin Afu said. Oh, what is he doing? Zhao Ying asked curiously. Teacher, he said that he is hitting a plane. Qin Afu said proudly. Yang Ming, you are dead. Silence, the whole class was silent. Zhao Ying's face suddenly turned red. Although she was still a young girl, she could still understand the obscure words hitting a plane. Especially when she was on the internet, she often saw such jokes. Yang Ming's heart was fantasizing about watching a movie with Qin Mengyan tomorrow, so he didn't notice Qin Afu and the movement in the classroom. He still had a lewd expression and one of his legs was still swinging, making the table creak. Originally, Chen Afu didn't believe that Yang Ming would hit a plane during class, but when he saw Yang Ming's lewd expression he was 70 to 80% sure. Then he saw Zhao Ying's exquisite and hot figure on the podium. Even his heart was a bit itchy, so he was sure that Yang Ming must be thinking about Zhao Ying hitting a plane. Coupled with Yang Ming's moaning sound, Chen Afu decided to ruin Yang Ming and help Wang Jitao vent his anger. If this time really exposed Yang Ming's ugly face, then Chen Mengyan would definitely be disgusted by Yang Ming's actions. Therefore, when Chen Afu saw that Zhao Ying didn't speak, he was afraid that he would miss the best opportunity, so he flipped over Yang Ming's table. Originally, he hoped that Yang Ming's lewd appearance with his hand holding a penis would be exposed to the public, but he didn't expect that Yang Ming's pants were sitting there in good condition. Chen Afu was stunned. What's going on? Isn't he hitting a plane? But his expression is obviously the same as my expression when I secretly watch a movie at home. Quang Dang, the loud sound of the table falling to the ground pulled Yang Ming back to reality from his YY. He was fantasizing about how he could secretly touch Chen Mingyan's little hand when watching a movie tomorrow. If it was her thigh, that would be even better. Suddenly it was interrupted. How could Yang Ming be happy? Seeing that the culprit who flipped over his table was still standing in front of him, Yang Ming was furious. He stood up and grabbed Chen Afu's collar. Do you fucking want to die? Chen Afu didn't know how to explain. It's all my fault for being impatient. I wanted to perform in front of Wang Jitao. I didn't expect, Chen Afu's studies weren't very good. There was basically no hope for him to enter university. Therefore he usually intended to have a good relationship with Wang Jitao. He followed Wang Jitao like a follower. Because Wang Jitao's father was the chairman of the Xiongfeng Group, a big company in Songjiang. After he graduated he could get a position in the group through Wang Jitao's relationship. After graduation he would be a white-collar worker. This was a good job that many college students couldn't find. Therefore Chen Afu usually nodded and bowed to Wang Jitao like a dog. If Wang Jitao asked him to go east he wouldn't dare to go west. If he asked him to beat a dog he wouldn't dare to catch a chicken. Of course he wouldn't let go of such an opportunity to perform. Therefore he was hot-headed and did something that angered Yang Ming. Looking at the stationery scattered all over the floor, Yang Ming couldn't help but feel angry. Fuck, if I didn't flip other people's tables they would thank me. Someone actually dared to flip my table. Especially when he saw that the book that Chen Mengyan gave him, the latest trends in the college entrance examination, fell on the ground and even got some dust. Yang Ming was so angry that he slapped Chen Afu's face and directly turned him into a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Why was he called a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? Because both cheeks of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle were bulging. Zhao Ying also recovered at this time. Although she was angry at Chen Afu for finding trouble, Yang Ming was too much. He actually beat up a classmate in my class. Zhao Ying knew about Yang Ming's fighting methods. She was afraid that Yang Ming would beat Chen Afu to death. Yang Ming, you still don't stop. Zhao Ying shouted, and Chen Afu, why did you flip Yang Ming's table? He thought that the political education director was just scaring him. Now it seemed that this guy was serious. It was strange. There were so many students fighting every day. Why didn't Dean Jean expel them? Wait, Dean Jean. He remembered the first time he went to Zhao Ying's office. Zhao Ying said, this is hard to say. Don't ask about these things. That's right. At that time he thought about it. There was a director with the surname Jean in the school. Sure enough. Jean Gang, oh Jean Gang. I thought you had stopped. I didn't expect you to use such a dirty trick. Jean Gang asked you to do this, right? After Yang Ming figured out the situation he asked faintly. Jean Gang? What are you talking about? Don't interrupt. Jean Shisen was stunned. He didn't expect this student to guess his purpose. However, it was already a fact that he beat someone up in the political education department. He wasn't afraid that he couldn't expel him. You and Jean Gang are relatives, right? He asked you to find trouble with me? Yang Ming sneered. Whatever. If you want to expel me, then expel me. I'm just afraid that the principal won't approve. After Yang Ming finished this sentence, he didn't care about Jean Shisen anymore. He pushed open the door of the political education department and walked out. He left Jean Shisen and Chen Afu stunned. Yang Ming, you wait. I will go to the principal now. This kind of student, if I, Jean Shisen, don't expel you, then my surname isn't Jean. Jean Shisen was furious. That Dean Jean. Chin Afu saw that Yang Ming left and didn't know what to do. You go back. If the principal looks for you later, you will be the witness. Jean Shisen suppressed his anger and said, Okay, no problem, Dean Jean. Then I will go. Chin Afu exited the political education department. He sighed in his heart. Yang Ming is really a badass person. But after he is expelled, will he come back to take revenge on me? Chin Afu was the kind of person who was impulsive and didn't care about the consequences, but he was afraid of the consequences. On the way back to the classroom, Chin Afu calmed down a lot. He was just a follower of Wang Jitao. If Yang Ming wanted to take revenge on him, it would be easy. Moreover, if he was expelled, he would come back to take revenge on me. Wouldn't he be more unscrupulous? Chin Afu had heard that Yang Ming knew a lot of gangsters in the society. He couldn't handle it when the time comes. Thinking of this, Chin Afu couldn't wait to slap himself. I was too impulsive. This time I offended Yang Ming. As for Yang Ming, he was humming a tune as he walked back. Expel me? If it was a month ago it might be possible. But now, would the principal agree with Jean Shisen's decision to expel me? Jean Shisen walked into the principal's office angrily. Principal Lee, I am so pissed off today. Old Jean, what happened? Sit down and talk slowly. Principal Lee looked at Jean Shisen and nodded. As the principal, there were always some subordinates who complained to him because of their relationship with colleagues. Principal Lee thought that Jean Shisen had a conflict with a teacher. Chapter 88. This student really pisses me off. Jean Shisen tried his best to make himself look angry. Principal Lee, don't stop me today. I must expel this student. Principal Lee was stunned. What's going on? Old Jean, calm down. Calm down. How can I not be agitated? I'm so pissed off. Jean Shisen said, I've been a dean for so many years and I've never seen such a lawless student. What's going on? Old Jean, what's going on with the student you mentioned? Principal Lee asked. It's like this. Jean Shisen sat on the sofa and said angrily, Today there was a student from grade 12 class 7 who got into a fight during math class. I called him to the disciplinary office for questioning. I didn't expect this guy to beat up his classmate in front of me again. He really doesn't respect me. He's looking down on the school and challenging your authority. Jean Shisen set a trap for Principal Lee. Old Jean, grade 12 students are under a lot of pressure. If it's nothing serious, just let it go. Don't say things like expel in anger. Principal Lee persuaded. Words in anger? Jean Shisen stood up from the sofa. Principal Lee, I'm a senior in number 4 high school. I'll stop here today. It's either me or him. If I don't expel him today, I'll take sick leave and go home. Old Jean, what are you doing? Principal Lee said, It wasn't a big deal, but you made it big. Principal Lee, I've already made up my mind. This is my application to expel a student. Please approve it. Jean Shisen started to force his hand. You have to let me understand the situation first. Principal Lee sighed helplessly. If the situation is as you said, we'll discuss whether to expel this student. Okay. Jean Shisen nodded. Principal Lee took the application Jean Shisen handed over and flipped through it. After reading the whole story, Principal Lee was going to ask teacher Zhao Ying to confirm it. He had an impression of this Yang Ming. The protagonist of that heroic act was this student from grade 12 class 7 called Yang Ming. I wonder what old Jean ate today that made him want to expel this student. A fight could be a big deal or a small deal, so Headmaster Lee decided to ask for Zhao Ying's opinion. Principal Lee thought for a while and called the homeroom teacher of grade 12 class 7, Li Huihua, to ask her to come over. After a while, Zhao Ying and Li Huihua arrived at the principal's office. Teacher Zhao Ying, Director Jean, said that during the first class this afternoon, Yang Ming from class 7 fought with a student named Chin Afu in your class. Is this true? Headmaster Lee asked. Fight. It was just that the two of them had a little conflict and then separated. I have already criticized them. Zhao Ying said. Teacher Zhao Ying, you just have to say whether this happened or not. You don't have to explain. Jean Shisen interrupted. Yes. Zhao Ying still had to answer the director's question. That's good. This student named Yang Ming didn't show any signs of repentance when he arrived at the disciplinary office. He continued to beat up Chin Afu in front of me, so I decided to expel Yang Ming from the school. Jean Shisen said. What? Expel Yang Ming? Jean Shisen, how can you expel him just like that? I don't agree. Li Huihua objected at the time. Even though Li Huihua hated Yang Ming's bad habit of fighting, she was still protective of her own students. Especially since Yang Ming had such good results. If Yang Ming was expelled, it was equivalent to removing a chance for her to enter a key university. Of course, Li Huihua wouldn't accept it. I have reported it to Principal Li. The final result will be decided by Principal Li, Jin Shisen said. Li Huihua looked at Principal Li and said sternly, Principal Li, you have to think carefully. Yang Ming is the top student in our class. He scored 703 points in this joint exam. If you expel him, there are many other schools who want him. Top student? Jin Shisen couldn't help but be stunned. He was in charge of disciplinary work. He didn't care much about the students' grades. However, he thought that Yang Ming's results wouldn't be good since he always fought and played dirty tricks. Therefore, he naturally thought that Yang Ming was a burden. It didn't matter if he expelled him. What he didn't expect was that Yang Ming was actually a top student. This was going to be difficult to handle. What did the principal value the most? That was the students' enrollment rate. The final standard to evaluate a school was the enrollment rate. Therefore, a student like Yang Ming was the school's treasure. They couldn't wait to keep him, let alone expel him. Yes, this was Yang Ming's trump card. He wasn't the underachiever anymore. He was the top student in the school. For a student like him, if number 4 high school expelled him, he believed that as long as he took his joint exam results and found a few other high schools that were competing with number 4 high school, they would be eager to accept him. However, Jin Shisen thought of his nephew, so he clenched his teeth and said, no matter what kind of student he is, he must be expelled. Can a good student beat someone up? Director Jin, it's normal for students to fight. There are many people who fight every day. You want to expel them? Li Huihua was a senior in the school and a provincial core teacher. Therefore, her words were tougher than Zhao Ying's. Even if it was the disciplinary director, she didn't give much face. In fact, she was the same as Yang Ming. There were many schools that wanted to recruit her, so even Principal Li respected her. I'm not talking about the fight in the classroom. I'm talking about him beating someone up in the disciplinary office. Jin Shisen said, these are two different concepts. He dared to be so arrogant in the disciplinary office. If such a student isn't expelled, it's a disgrace to the school. Beating someone up in the disciplinary office? Director Jin, you keep saying that he beat someone up in the disciplinary office. Do you have any evidence? Li Huihua said. Evidence, of course. The student who was beaten up was Chen Afu. Principal Li can call him over for questioning. Jin Shisen said. Okay, then I will call him over for questioning. Li Huihua said as she was about to leave. Wait. Jin Shisen suddenly thought of something. Teacher Li, you shouldn't go. I don't want to see some students being forced by the teacher to say something against their will. Principal Li, you should send someone else. You? Li Huihua glared at Director Jin angrily. In fact, she really had this idea. Isn't it just a conflict between students? When the time comes, Li Huihua would tell Chen Afu not to talk nonsense in the principal's office. She thought that he wouldn't dare to not listen to her. She didn't expect Jin Shisen to see through it. Ai. Old Jin, how can you say that? How can Teacher Li do that? Principal Li shook his head helplessly. He called his assistant and asked him to find a teacher to inform Chen Afu from grade 12 class 7 to come to the principal's office. After a while there was a knock on the door. Come in. Principal Li said. Chen Afu walked in with fear. It was his first time coming to the principal's office, so he was a little nervous. Chen Afu, don't be nervous. You tell Principal Li, how did Yang Ming beat you up in the disciplinary office? Jin Shisen said. Director Jin, your words are obviously misleading. Was it a fight between two students or a one-sided beating? These are two different concepts. Teacher Li Huihua wasn't willing. Chen Afu listened to Teacher Li's words and his heart quivered. Sure enough, Teacher Li didn't want to expel Yang Ming. It seemed that his previous decision was right. Otherwise, not only would he offend Yang Ming, but he would also offend Teacher Li. There were only a few days left in grade 12. Chen Afu didn't want to cause trouble. Principal Li, I only had a small conflict with Yang Ming. It was just two people pushing each other. It wasn't a fight. Chen Afu said. Li Huihua was relieved. It seemed that Chen Afu was a student who understood the big picture. But when the words came out, Jin Shisen was stunned. You didn't say that just now. When you were in the disciplinary office, Didn't you say that you would testify in the principal's office? Why did you go back on your words? Jin Shisen was shocked and angry. He pointed at Chin Afyu and his body was shaking. Yeah, Director Jin, but I thought about it later. I couldn't lie to the principal and say something against my conscience. Chin Afyu said innocently. At this point, although Chin Afyu didn't say that it was Jin Shisen who told him to lie, the people present weren't fools. They could understand the meaning behind Chin Afyu's words. As soon as Chin Afyu's voice fell, Li Huihua stared at Jin Shisen coldly. Even Principal Li had a face full of anger. The main character who started this, Director Jin Shisen, was sweating on the spot. Chapter 89. Director Jin, you're also a senior in this school. How can you be so unreasonable? Principal Li frowned and sighed. Jin Shisen was a joke today. Chin Afyu, don't lie with your eyes wide open. Tell me, did Yang Ming give you any benefits? Jin Shisen yelled unwillingly. Director Jin, what benefits could he give me? Chin Afyu shook his head. We're all classmates and we're sitting in front of each other. It's normal to have some small conflicts, but it wasn't to the extent of beating each other up. At most it was just for show. Jin Shisen was furious. You're lying. You dare to trick me. As he said this, Jin Shisen was like a furious lion. He reached out his hand and wanted to slap Chin Afyu. Oh Jin, what are you doing? Principal Li was also angry. What are you doing? Principal, you saw it too. Director Jin, Chin Afyu looked like he wanted to say something, but anyone could see that he was saying that Director Jin used violence to force him to frame Yang Ming. Okay, student Chin Afyu, you go back first. This matter ends here. Principal Li said. Okay. Then I'll go first. Goodbye, Principal Li. Goodbye, Teacher Li, Miss Xiao. Chin Afyu didn't say goodbye to Jin Shisen. Chin Afyu wasn't afraid of offending him. There was still a month before graduation. He didn't do anything wrong. What could he do to him? Besides, he was going to work after graduation. He didn't care about these things. After Chin Afyu left, Principal Li said coldly, Director Jin, you go back and reflect on yourself. Write a self-reflection letter. Do an in-depth examination at the middle-level leaders meeting next Monday. Yes. At this point, Jin Shisen had no chance to make a comeback. It was good enough that he didn't get into trouble. He didn't dare to say anything else. Self-reflection was the best result. Li Huihua and Zhao Ying didn't have anything else to do, so they left the principal's office. Miss Zhao, what happened? Li Huihua only understood the general situation and didn't know the details. It's nothing. Chin Afyu flipped Yang Ming's table. Yang Ming hit him twice. After that, I separated them. Zhao Ying said with a red face. Of course, she couldn't say that Chin Afyu falsely accused Yang Ming of hitting a plane. There was a reason why Chin Afyu changed sides at the last minute. It was like this. As mentioned earlier, he was a timid person. The reason why he exposed Yang Ming's crime in class was because he was impulsive and hot-headed. After the incident, this guy had a lingering fear. He suddenly remembered that Wang Jitao and Yang Ming had fought a few times and still wasn't Yang Ming's opponent. In the end, he had no choice but to have a good relationship with Yang Ming. What did Chin Afyu have to resist Yang Ming? Of course. He didn't know that Wang Jitao was just pretending to have a good relationship with Yang Ming. Because the matter was very secretive, Wang Jitao wouldn't tell his follower. So Chin Afyu went back to the classroom. He immediately regretted it after he calmed down. If he really expelled Yang Ming because of himself, then his days would definitely not be good. So, after thinking about it, Chin Afyu decided to see if he could have a good relationship with Yang Ming. He didn't expect to see a scene at the door of the classroom. It made Chin Afyu more determined. In the classroom, Wang Jitao was standing next to Yang Ming. Yang Ming, what's going on? Wang Jitao hated Yang Ming, but he still had to put on a show. Nothing. Chin Afyu is looking for trouble. Yang Ming said perfunctorily. That's right, this guy is too outrageous. I have to talk to him later. We are all classmates. How can we have internal strife when we see each other? Wang Jitao said indignantly. Chin Afyu heard Wang Jitao's words. He was shocked. It turned out that Wang Jitao was also biased towards Yang Ming. Since the master had expressed his opinion, how could the lackey go against the master's will? So Chin Afyu quickly walked to Yang Ming and said in front of Wang Jitao, Yang Ming, sorry. I was too impulsive in class. I apologize. Yang Ming looked at Chin Afu, who had a 180-degree change in attitude. Did this kid eat the wrong medicine? But whether he ate the wrong medicine or not, the other party had already admitted his mistake. Yang Ming couldn't say anything more. He just nodded and said, "It's okay. It's just a misunderstanding." "Yeah. We are all classmates." Wang Jitao saw the situation in front of him and quickly mediated. "That's right. The two of you are sitting in front of each other. Why do you have to be so nervous?" But Wang Jitao's heart was about to explode. This Chin Afu is such a piece of trash. You still admit your mistake to Yang Ming? Wang Jitao didn't want to have a tense relationship with Yang Ming, but it didn't mean that he didn't hate Yang Ming. So he hoped that others would find more things to target Yang Ming. But now, in front of Yang Ming, Wang Jitao couldn't say anything. He had to pretend to be very happy. Chin Afu thought that his move got Wang Jitao's approval and was very proud. After that, there was a situation where Chin Afu changed sides and Jin Shisen's face was ruined. Fuck. Jin Gang punched the wall fiercely. He didn't expect that his uncle couldn't handle Yang Ming even if he took action personally. And he had also lost his only chance. This kind of thing didn't work. How could he expect a second time? Let's not talk about whether his uncle would help again. Even Principal Li wouldn't allow Jin Shisen to continue messing around. But Jin Gang wasn't satisfied. He was played by a student for nothing? He was a teacher. And he was the most powerful and violent PE teacher. He actually fell into the hands of a student. How could Jin Gang not be mad? "Xiao Chao, how's the matter? Did you find out? Was it Yang Ming who killed that dick thing?" Jin Gang dialed Chao Liwa's phone number. It wasn't Dick. It was Ji Shuixing. This matter was strictly sealed by the authorities. There was only a rumor in the underworld that old Dick was killed by a student. But as for the specific name, I couldn't find out. Chao Liwa said. "Then Brother De doesn't know?" Jin Gang asked. Brother De isn't too sure. But Brother De is very angry. Since his underlings lost face here, then it was a slap to Brother De's face. Brother De is prepared to take action personally to help you take care of that kid. Chao Liwa said. "Can Brother De do it?" Jin Gang was a little worried. If Yang Ming was really the person who killed Ji Shuixing, then even Fan Jilong wasn't his opponent. What qualifications did Brother De have? Hey, you don't know this. Brother De is a well-known figure in Songjiang City's underworld. That was achieved with his punches and kicks. He's much better than Fan Jilong. Chao Liwa explained. Okay, if it really can't be done, then don't ask for the money. Let Brother De beat this Yang Ming half to death. It's best if he can stay in the hospital for a few months. Jin Gang's heart was filled with ruthlessness. Aren't you good at your studies? I'll make you unable to take the college entrance exam. Little brat, I'll torture you to death. Okay, I'll tell Brother De your intentions. Chao Liwa said. After hanging up the phone, Jin Gang clenched his fist tightly. Yang Ming, you're finished. You cheated me of 50,000 yuan. Do you think it's easy for me to earn money? I'm just a teacher. 50,000 yuan, damn, this is such a huge amount. Jin Gang's father was a small boss who opened a decoration materials store. His family was quite wealthy, but he rarely gave Jin Gang money. Jin Gang's father also knew that Jin Gang had a lot of bad friends. If he gave him money, wouldn't he spend all day drinking? Therefore, other than his salary, Jin Gang's father only gave him 1,000 yuan monthly allowance. This 30,000 yuan Jin Gang saved up for more than a year. He didn't expect it to be gone so quickly. Yang Ming didn't know that Jin Gang didn't stop and wanted to mess with him. However, Yang Ming never put Jin Gang in his eyes. An enemy of this level was too weak and wasn't challenging at all. After school, Chen Mengyan quickly packed her bag and left first. Yang Ming smiled helplessly. Chen Mengyan's action was like burying her head in the sand. If it was before, the two of them would definitely walk out of the classroom together. But now, Chen Mengyan seemed to be avoiding something and didn't want too many people to see it. However, Yang Ming was very happy. Because of this, it showed that Chen Mengyan was interested in him. Only a thief would feel guilty. As expected, Yang Ming saw Chen Mengyan at the bus stop not far from the school gate. Why are you so slow? Chen Mengyan looked at Yang Ming and frowned. She said with dissatisfaction. Isn't it because of Chin Afu? He messed up my things. I had to tidy it up for a long time. Yang Ming shook his head. Chin Afu? Oh yeah, what happened in class today? Chen Mengyan asked curiously. Why did he say that? Chapter 90. Which one? Yang Ming asked with a smirk. Stop it. Qin Mingyan's face turned red. Why are you asking when you already know the answer? Hehe, are you talking about masturbating? Yang Ming knew that couples who were in love would occasionally discuss some private topics that would help improve their relationship. This was what Zhang Bin told him, and Yang Ming thought so too. And Qin Mingyan made a very small sound from her nose and nodded shyly. Qin Mingyan was already 18 years old. She wasn't a bookworm who didn't know anything and only knew how to study. Qin Mingyan roughly knew what the term masturbating meant. She was just curious why Qin Afu would say that Yang Ming was masturbating. This kid has masturbated too much. He thinks that everyone is like him. I was just swinging my legs, so he misunderstood. This kid's thinking is too wretched. Yang Ming said shamelessly. Qin Mingyan was speechless. This explanation was too much. However, Qin Mingyan suddenly had an idea to tease Yang Ming. Then do you masturbate? Me. Yang Ming's face was very thick. He was only slightly embarrassed and continued. According to the survey of an authoritative organization, 90% of men have dedicated their first time to their own hands. Then you mean that you have it too? Qin Mingyan simply let go of her face and teased Yang Ming, who asked him to always make fun of me. This time I will let him have a taste of being made fun of. Don't think that girls don't know how to make dirty jokes. Turn over a new leaf and sing, sing, sing. Yang Ming was embarrassed again. He didn't expect that the pure Qin Mingyan would also discuss this issue with him. Looking at Yang Ming's embarrassed look, Qin Mingyan felt good. Hehe, let's see if you can make fun of me next time. And you can say that. But I only do it occasionally, only occasionally. Yang Ming suddenly said seriously, but I think I will say goodbye to masturbating in the future. Qin Mingyan was baffled when she heard this. What does he mean? Yang Ming didn't wait for Qin Mingyan to ask and continued, because I have you in the future, I don't have to masturbate myself anymore. Have me, what does that mean? Don't have to masturbate himself? Qin Mingyan was confused. Was it that Yang Ming was asking her to masturbate for masturbate? She couldn't help but be embarrassed, and she said. She couldn't help but be ashamed, and she couldn't help but. Don't even think about it. I won't do that with you. Qin Mingyan really wanted to cry. She thought that she could tease Yang Ming once. She didn't expect that she would be taken advantage of by him in the end. However, things weren't over yet. Yang Ming didn't intend to let go of Qin Mingyan. What do you mean, do that with me? What am I thinking? Yang Ming's face was full of question marks. It seemed that he really didn't understand Qin Mingyan's words. And, you're still pretending. Qin Mingyan said in a bad mood. I'm not pretending. I mean, since I met you, I have become diligent and eager to learn. I don't have time to think about some unhealthy things. Is that wrong? Qin Mingyan listened to Yang Ming's words. Her face was so red that it was going to explode. Could it be that he really didn't mean that? Did I think wrongly? However, when Qin Mingyan saw Yang Ming's faint smile, Qin Mingyan knew that she was fooled by him again. Yang Ming, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. Goodbye. At this time a bus came. Qin Mingyan turned around and got on the bus. Yang Ming smiled. He knew that Qin Mingyan wouldn't be angry with him, so he followed her and got on the bus. Do you have change? Qin Mingyan searched her pockets for a long time. She found that the smallest denomination was a 10 yuan bill. She was already very familiar with Yang Ming, so she didn't need to be polite with him. Hehe. Yang Ming put the 2 yuan that he had already prepared into the coin slot. What are you laughing at? Qin Mingyan said angrily. Nothing. Someone said goodbye. Why are you still talking to me? Yang Ming laughed. Don't make that kind of joke in the future. It's not funny at all. Qin Mingyan glared at Yang Ming and calmed down. Because it was the rush hour, there were a lot of people on the bus. At another stop, there were more than 10 people in the crowded bus. Go further in. Let the people behind come up. Otherwise no one can leave. The driver shouted at the bus. It's so crowded. Where is the space? Someone on the bus immediately complained, take the next bus. Why do you have to squeeze in? It's rush hour. It's not easy for everyone. Go further in. I can't close the door and drive. The driver continued to shout. I don't squeeze. It hurts people. There were a few more complaints. However, a few more people squeezed into the bus that looked like it was going to explode. I say, your bus is really big. How do you know that it can hold so many people? The person who came last said to the driver gratefully. I'm not bragging. I drive every day. There are more crowded places. Let me tell you, at the next stop there are still a few people who can squeeze in. The driver said proudly. Oh. Where is the space? The person looked around. Space. Space is like a cleavage. It will be there if you squeeze. The driver said with a smile. The people on the bus listened to the driver's words and couldn't help but laugh. Some of the male passengers couldn't help but glance at the breasts of the female passengers. Yang Ming was also one of them. He lowered his head and looked at Qin Mengyan in front of him. I can faintly see a cleavage. What are you looking at? Qin Mengyan immediately noticed Yang Ming's lecherous gaze. I'm looking to see if yours is crowded, Yang Ming said subconsciously. Yang Ming. Qin Mengyan was already on the verge of collapse. Now that she was provoked by Yang Ming, she immediately exploded. Qin Mengyan raised her leg and wanted to stomp on Yang Ming. She didn't expect something so coincidental to happen. There was a signal light in front. The driver braked and the people on the bus leaned forward. Qin Mengyan also raised her leg at this time. Qin Mengyan's knee hit Yang Ming's little brother. Ouch. Yang Ming opened his mouth exaggeratedly. In fact, Yang Ming didn't feel much pain at all. Qin Mengyan's strength was weak. Although it seemed to be driven by inertia, the damage caused to Yang Ming was minimal. However, Yang Ming's brain turned and made a decision in an instant. They saw that Yang Ming's body was half curled up and his expression was very painful as he bent over. Because there were many people on the bus, Yang Ming and Qin Mengyan were facing each other. So when Yang Ming bent over, his face was naturally attached to Qin Mengyan's chest. Smelling Qin Mengyan's body fragrance, Yang Ming's lower body began to move again. So cool. If I could lie down and sleep like this every day, it would be cool. When Qin Mengyan saw Yang Ming's appearance, she was so scared that her face turned pale. She also knew which part of Yang Ming's body her knee had touched. When she was young, she learned a few women's self-defense skills from her father. She knew that the most vulnerable part of a man's body was this, so this skill was the most ruthless. If she used too much force, the man was likely to be eunuch. Yang Ming, are you okay? Qin Mengyan looked at Yang Ming with a pale face. She even ignored the fact that Yang Ming was taking advantage of her. How could Yang Ming say that he was okay? He was enjoying it. He thought that Zhao Ying's was the biggest, but now it seemed that Qin Mengyan's wasn't small either. Moreover, it wasn't squeezed out. It was the real deal. It hurts. Yang Ming reached out and pinched his thigh. He tried to make his expression look painful. See, Yang Ming, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Why don't we go to the hospital? Qin Mengyan wasn't a boy. She didn't know much about this. When she saw Yang Ming's expression, she was very worried. It's okay. Let me lie like this for a while. Maybe it will be fine after a while. Yang Ming rubbed his face on Qin Mengyan's chest. It was summer now. Qin Mengyan only wore a thin bra, so the real texture of her chest made Yang Ming feel so good that he really wanted to reach out and grab it. However, he knew that he would definitely be exposed if he grabbed it. Although the feeling now was a little worse, it was already very good. Qin Mengyan agreed. She didn't associate Yang Ming's current behavior with eroticism. Therefore, Yang Ming and Qin Mengyan snuggled together like a couple. However, people nowadays were used to this kind of scene. There were many people who kissed and even made love in the car. Yang Ming's hug was nothing. In the eyes of outsiders, Yang Ming and Qin Mengyan were hugging each other at this moment. It was just that Yang Ming's head was very low. Chapter 91. The next stop was the supermarket that they were going to. Yang Ming couldn't continue to pretend. He had to raise his head and squeeze in the direction of the door. After getting out of the car, Qin Mengyan asked with concern, Yang Ming, how do you feel now? It's still very painful. Yang Ming said with a bitter face, I guess I really have to say goodbye to masturbating in the future. Yang Ming, what time is it now? You're still joking. Qin Mengyan said anxiously, then let's not go to the supermarket. Let's go to the hospital quickly. No need. Let's wait and see. Yang Ming shook his head and said, let's hurry and buy things. I'm fine. Maybe I'll be fine tomorrow. Are you really fine? Qin Mengyan was still a little worried. Let's see later. If it's really not good, we'll go to the hospital. Yang Ming said perfunctorily. Let's walk slowly. Is it inconvenient for you? Qin Mengyan glanced at Yang Ming's lower body with the corner of her eyes. Her face turned red again. It's fine. Yang Ming was actually fine. But if he walked slowly, he could spend more time with Qin Mengyan and cultivate their relationship. Songjiang's Inmate Supermarket was a local supermarket brand. The price was fair and the quality was good. For those supermarkets that were built with foreign investment, Yang Ming was still very resistant. To develop the economy, he would naturally support national enterprises. Yang Ming and Qin Mengyan were both pushing a cart, just like other couples who came here to shop. Yang Ming was handsome and powerful. Qin Mengyan was beautiful and tall. They attracted a lot of attention. Yang Ming was simple. He just bought 2 bags of melon seeds. Qin Mengyan was a girl, so she was very interested in snacks. She bought a car full of sour and plum snacks and walked to the shelf of potato chips. She wanted to take some, but she was afraid that she would get fat. While she was hesitating, Yang Ming helped her take a bag and threw it into the car. This thing is high in calories. You'll get fat if you eat it. Qin Mengyan was still a little hesitant. Why are you fat? You are so thin. Besides, it doesn't matter if you eat a pack occasionally. Yang Ming said. Oh. Qin Mengyan nodded obediently. Qin Mengyan was in her senior year of high school. She didn't have much time to shop at the supermarket. Since she was here today, she naturally bought more things. When she walked to the counter that sold paper towels, Qin Mengyan suddenly remembered that she was running out of sanitary napkins. She wanted to buy 2 bags, but she was a little embarrassed because Yang Ming was beside her. Yang Ming, can you help me get a bottle of water? I'm a little thirsty. Qin Mengyan didn't like to trouble others, but what she wanted to do now was to temporarily send Yang Ming away. Okay. Yang Ming nodded and walked to the beverage area. Oh yeah, I haven't asked her what she wants to drink. Thinking of this, Yang Ming turned around and walked back. Mengyan, what do you want to drink? Qin Mengyan just wanted to reach for a pack of enrich sanitary napkins on the shelf. When she heard Yang Ming's words, she suddenly retracted her hand. I was scared to death. Qin Mengyan sighed. Master Kong green tea. Oh okay. Yang Ming nodded after listening and turned away. Qin Mengyan was relieved after she made sure that Yang Ming was far away. From here to the beverage area, a round trip would take at least 2 to 3 minutes. It was almost time. Lu and Jiaoshuang, which one is better? Qin Mengyan said to herself. Girls were very concerned about these personal things, so they were very careful when choosing. Yang Ming wanted to go to the beverage area, but he didn't take 2 steps. He saw that there was also Master Kong green tea in the beverage freezer. So he opened the door and took out a bottle. It was still cold. So Yang Ming quickly returned to Qin Mengyan's side. When he saw that Qin Mengyan was choosing sanitary napkins, he suddenly understood. It turned out that this little girl was shy and deliberately sent him away. Yang Ming had a plan in his mind. Miss, do you want to buy sanitary napkins? Can I ask if you have a large monthly quantity? Yang Ming deliberately lowered his voice. And the quantity isn't too big. Qin Mengyan just said half a sentence and felt that something was wrong. Why did this supermarket have a male salesperson to sell sanitary napkins? So she looked up strangely and couldn't help but be embarrassed. Yang Ming, do you want to die? The quantity isn't too big. Yang Ming said deliberately. Qin Mengyan pouted and took 2 packs of enrich and 2 packs of Jiaoshuang and threw them into the shopping cart. Right, why didn't you buy tampons? Yang Ming remembered the pack of tampons in Zhao Ying's room. Tampons? Qin Mengyan was stunned, then she rolled her eyes at Yang Ming. You know a lot. But I don't use that kind of thing. Don't use? Why can't I use it? Yang Ming asked curiously. Don't use means don't use. There aren't so many whys. Qin Mengyan said unhappily. Yang Ming could only ask this question later. It seemed that Qin Mengyan was still shy. When it was time to pay, Yang Ming wanted to pay the bill. He didn't expect Qin Mengyan to take out her wallet and pay first. Because most of the things here were her things, especially a few packs of sanitary napkins. How could she let Yang Ming pay the bill? Although the 2 of them had a good relationship, after all, they hadn't established a relationship yet. Qin Mengyan didn't want to be so shameless. Outside of the supermarket, the sky was still very bright. In summer, the sky turned dark late, so Yang Ming suggested to walk back. It was only 1 stop away from Qin Mengyan's house, so she didn't care. She was only worried about Yang Ming. Are you okay there? I have to go home and check before I know. Yang Ming smiled. Oh. Qin Mengyan didn't understand, so she could only nod. So the two of them were like a couple. Each of them carried a plastic bag and walked in the direction of Qin Mengyan's house. After a while they walked to the neighborhood of Qin Mengyan's house. Yang Ming, let's stop here. I'll go first. If the people in the courtyard see us like this, they will gossip. Qin Mengyan said. What do we like? Yang Ming asked with a smile. We just walk together. Qin Mengyan said and grabbed the bag in Yang Ming's hand. That's fine. See you tomorrow. Yang Ming nodded after listening. He also knew that generally, there were some idle aunties downstairs who liked to gossip. Bye-bye. Qin Mengyan waved her hand and walked into the neighborhood. When Qin Mengyan walked away, he turned around and prepared to leave. Yang Ming, why are you here? Yang Ming turned around and saw Qin Fei. Uncle Qin, what a coincidence to meet you here. What coincidence? I live in this neighborhood. What about you? What are you doing here? Asked Qin Fei. I'm sending a classmate home, hee. Yang Ming smiled. Classmate? Is it a boy or a girl? Qin Fei asked calmly. Female. I say, Uncle Qin, why do you look like you're checking my household registration? Said Yang Ming. I'm just asking. Qin Fei said, if there's nothing, then go home quickly. The college entrance examination is coming. If you have time to review, then wait until you go to university. Oh, I know. Yang Ming was still quite afraid of Qin Fei. In the evening when Yang Ming went online, he met wild female teacher who asked him to play do diju. Anyway, Yang Ming had nothing to do, so he played with her for a while. Yang Ming looked at Qin Mengyan's net number. It was still gray. It seemed that she didn't go online much. Qin Mengyan's nickname was Little Yen. It was a very common name. She probably didn't chat normally. After winning more than 1,000 points with wild female teacher, Yang Ming went offline. After that, Yang Ming casually looked at the web for a while and went to sleep. The next morning, Jin Gang came to Zhao Ying's office. Zhao Ying, let's sit together when we watch a movie in the afternoon. I bought a lot of snacks. Said Jin Gang. Watch a movie? I'm not going. Zhao Ying was sleepy now. Because of Yang Ming, Zhao Ying was a little upset these days. Every night she used the internet to numb herself. In the past few days she had made a good friend who was willing to accompany her to cheat and win points. This made her feel a little better. However, last night, that friend had accompanied her to win more than 1,000 points. Zhao Ying felt that it was too little, so she started playing by herself. She didn't expect that not only did she lose more than 1,000 points, but she also lost more than 2,000 points that she won previously. When Zhao Ying looked up, she realized that it was already past 4 in the morning. How could she not be sleepy after only 3 hours of sleep? Why don't you go? Are the other teachers going? Jin Gang didn't give up and asked. I'm a little uncomfortable. I just want to go home and sleep in the afternoon. Zhao Ying said tiredly. If that's the case, then next time. Jin Gang also saw that Zhao Ying was yawning again and again. It didn't seem like she was lying to him, so he didn't insist. Jin Gang walked out of Zhao Ying's office with disappointment, but he saw Yang Ming walking over. This was the person that Jin Gang didn't want to see the most. When he saw him, Jin Gang remembered his humiliating history. He wanted to go crazy. Chapter 92. Originally, Jin Gang wanted to pretend that he didn't see anything and walked past Yang Ming. He didn't expect Yang Ming to speak first. Teacher Jin? So early? And early. Jin Gang said perfunctorily. He didn't want to talk too much with Yang Ming. Are you trying to curry favor again? Yang Ming said sarcastically. Fuck. Jin Gang held back his anger. He really wanted to beat up Yang Ming, but he didn't dare. Let's not talk about whether he was Yang Ming's opponent. Even if he beat Yang Ming, if he took the opportunity to complain to the principal, then he would suffer. Oh, don't forget my bicycle. I've been walking to school these days. After you buy it, you can directly send the key to my class. You don't have to be polite. Yang Ming said with a smile. Jin Gang's face was green with anger. Good, you're really good. You can be arrogant for a few more days. After a few days, when you're hospitalized, you won't be so cocky anymore. Yang Ming came to the class and saw that Qin Mengyan was already there. He smiled at her. Qin Mengyan also saw Yang Ming. Her face turned red, then she lowered her head and continued to read. Zhang Bin, what are you studying? Yang Ming patted Zhang Bin's shoulder, scaring him. Yang Ming, you scared me. I thought class leader Li was here. Zhang Bin saw that it was Yang Ming. He raised the thing in his hand and said, I brought a game console and... Why did you bring this? Yang Ming asked curiously. Aren't we watching a movie in the afternoon? It's not interesting, so I brought the game console. How about it? Sit with me. Let's play together. Zhang Bin said. If you want to watch a movie, just watch a movie. Why are you playing games? Yang Ming was puzzled. Hey, what kind of good movie can the school organize? It must be some old movies. Zhang Bin said with a look of disdain. Maybe it's a blockbuster. It's hard to say. Yang Ming shook his head. He didn't believe that the free movie organized by the school would be good. I don't even watch blockbusters. I've seen all the recent blockbusters on the internet. Alright, you should buy an NDSL too. We can play a lot of games online. Zhang Bin said. Forget it, I'm not interested in playing games, Yang Ming said. In the afternoon, the entire senior year of high school marched towards the Workers' Cultural Palace. There were no cars, so they could only walk. However, this place was not very far from number 4 high school. In order not to reveal anything, Yang Ming and Qin Mengyan did not walk together on the way to the Cultural Palace. Qin Mengyan walked with a very nice girl while Yang Ming walked with Zhang Bin. After entering the cinema, Yang Ming looked for Qin Mengyan. Yang Ming, sit here. It's close to the door. It's convenient to leave. Zhang Bin pointed to 2 empty seats. I'm not sitting here. I'm looking for someone. Yang Ming shook his head. Looking for someone? Zhang Bin was stunned. Suddenly he showed an ambiguous smile. At this moment, Qin Mengyan was also searching for Yang Ming in the dark crowd. Mengyan, what are you looking at? Qin Mengyan's good friend Li Changyuan asked. Looking for someone, Qin Mengyan replied. Looking for someone? I know. Li Changyuan also showed an ambiguous expression. This time Yang Ming saw Qin Mengyan. Qin Mengyan also saw Yang Ming. The two of them waved at each other and smiled at each other. Everything was in silence. Yang Ming squeezed toward Qin Mengyan. Qin Mengyan picked a 4-person seat and sat down. Qin Mengyan just sat down. A student from another class sat next to Qin Mengyan. This guy was called Lu Tao. He was one of the ruthless people in the school. He was involved in fights. He was one of the more powerful people in the school. Whether it was in a good school or a bad school, there were some more ruthless students. They were similar to the school boss. These people often didn't want to go to university. They just came to get a diploma. They didn't usually go to class. They often gathered together, smoking and fighting. If there was any conflict between classes, it was usually better to find them to solve it. Both sides would give face. And Lu Tao was such a person. He also had some feelings for Qin Mengyan. It was just that he didn't have much contact with her. This time there was a rare opportunity. Lu Tao naturally wouldn't let it go. There is someone here. Qin Mengyan frowned. Someone? Let him go, sit aside. Lu Tao said indifferently. Before Qin Mengyan could speak, a thug grabbed Lu Tao's back collar and pulled him up. Fuck. Lu Tao just wanted to get angry. He turned around and saw that it was Yang Ming. His face changed immediately. Brother Yang, are you looking for me? You asked me to go aside. Do you think there is a problem? Yang Ming scolded in his heart. You look like a fat pig. You want to pick up Qin Mengyan? Dream on. This is Brother Yang's seat. I don't know. Then I will go, Lu Tao said quickly. If he was the ruthless person in the school, then Yang Ming was the ruthless person among the ruthless people. It was just that in the later part of high school Yang Ming was much quieter. The position of the ruthless person was gradually replaced by Li Dagong. But Li Dagong was also Yang Ming's man. Lu Tao couldn't afford to offend any of these people. Don't harass my wife in the future. Or else you will have to bear the consequences. Yang Ming looked at Lu Tao and said fiercely. Wife. After Qin Mengyan heard it, her face turned red. She didn't expect Yang Ming to say that. However, Qin Mengyan was a smart girl. She knew that she couldn't refute it this time. If she refuted, Yang Ming's face would be lost. So Qin Mengyan kept silent. With her silence, Zhang Bin and Li Changyuan looked at each other. These two people really did have an affair. When Lu Tao heard it, the famous girl already had a master, and this master was Yang Ming. He immediately dispelled the idea of competing and left resentfully to find the next target. Helplessly, he was delayed here for a while. Most of the people were already seated. Yang Ming, what are you talking about? After Lu Tao left, Qin Mengyan complained with dissatisfaction. If I didn't say that, he would still pester you in the future. Yang Ming explained. But you can't talk nonsense. What if he tells others? Qin Mengyan was a little worried. He dares. Yang Ming said with disdain. Zhang Bin and Li Changyuan looked at the two of them ambiguously. You two are already together. Why are you afraid of others talking about it? What are you looking at? Qin Mengyan couldn't stand this wretched gaze. Nothing. I'm just curious. Both of you did a good job of keeping secrets. Li Changyuan looked at Yang Ming and said. Yeah, Yang Ming, you're wrong. Why did you hide it from your brother? Zhang Bin also looked at Qin Mengyan sneakily. We're not. Qin Mengyan just wanted to explain, but Yang Ming said, Mengyan hasn't promised me yet. Qin Mengyan sweated. With your explanation it's over. Forget it. Anyway, the college entrance examination is coming. I'm not afraid of what others say. Qin Mengyan made up her mind and thought. I understand. Zhang Bin and Li Changyuan nodded at the same time, showing a look of realization. They thought that the relationship between the two of them was basically confirmed. Maybe it was just that Qin Mengyan didn't want to admit it because of her face. Eek. Qin Mengyan couldn't stand these two guys. She took out the delicious food that she bought yesterday from her backpack. What did you bring? Such a big bag. Yang Ming took Qin Mengyan's bag strangely. Did you bring the sanitary pads that you bought yesterday? And Zhang Bin and Li Changyuan's sensitive ears were stunned at the same time. Sure enough, these two people still have secrets. Could it be that they are already living together? Or else they bought sanitary pads together? Qin Mengyan was helpless. She stared at Yang Ming and whispered, Yang Ming, you did it deliberately, right? Are you afraid that others don't know about our relationship? Sorry, it was a slip of the tongue, a slip of the tongue. Yang Ming smiled. Slip of the tongue? Let me tell you, Yang Ming, do you know what it means to be in the opposite direction? If you want me to hate you, you can do it like this. Qin Mengyan said with some anger. Although she had a good impression of Yang Ming, Qin Mengyan was a person with strong principles. If she didn't go to university, she was determined not to break the window paper. Even if the relationship between the two of them was close, everything had to wait until after the National Higher Education Entrance Examination. Yang Ming listened to Qin Mengyan's words and was stunned. Indeed, he seemed to be a little carried away during this period of time. He naturally put Qin Mengyan in the position of his girlfriend. Especially after the scene on the bus and in the supermarket yesterday, the relationship between the two of them quickly became closer. It could be said that they were only one step away from confessing to each other. Therefore Yang Ming was somewhat unscrupulous today. But Qin Mengyan's words made Yang Ming suddenly wake up. Yes, Qin Mengyan had already said that she had to go to university before thinking about the relationship. I was really anxious. Thinking of this, Yang Ming said with some depression, I'm sorry, Ming. I didn't mean it. I just couldn't help it. Chapter 93. Okay, I understand. Qin Mengyan said faintly. Zhang Bin saw Yang Ming and Qin Mengyan whispering in each other's ears. He couldn't help but laugh. Huh? What are you whispering about? Why are you whispering so softly? You don't want me and Li Changyuan to hear? Nothing. Yang Ming shook his head. Zhang Bin felt a bit strange. What happened to Yang Ming? But he didn't take it to heart. After that, Yang Ming's mood was a bit down. He sat there quietly and didn't say a word. Qin Mengyan also knew that her words seemed to be a bit harsh. Yang Ming wouldn't have any thoughts, right? Qin Mengyan was worried that Yang Ming's studies would be affected because of this, so she was a bit uneasy. Sure enough, as Zhang Bin expected, the cinema showed a very old film called Skater Dream Team. It was a youth film that inspired people's fighting spirit. However, Yang Ming had already seen it on TV. He was in his third year of high school and the National College Entrance Examination was coming soon. It was understandable to show such a film, but it was a bit too old. After a while, Zhang Bin picked up the game console and started playing. After a while, he was so engrossed that he didn't even see the potato chips that Yang Ming gave him. As for Li Changyuan, after watching the movie for a while, she felt that it was boring and fell asleep. The third year of high school was one of the most difficult days of life. Many students lacked sleep, so the entire cinema was filled with a drowsy atmosphere. At a glance, not many people were watching the movie seriously. In Yang Ming's row, only Yang Ming and Qin Mengyan were staring at the screen with their own thoughts. It was unknown if they were really watching the movie. At least Yang Ming was a bit absent-minded. Yang Ming, are you okay there? Qin Mengyan broke the silence and took the initiative to find a topic. Since he had touched Yang Ming, it was necessary to show some concern. Yang Ming stared blankly for a moment, then sighed, "AI? What's wrong?" Qin Mengyan was nervous when she saw Yang Ming like this. "I really have to say goodbye to taking a plane in the future," Yang Ming said with a sad face. He had thought about it all night and came up with a very dirty idea. He was going to implement it during the movie today. Therefore Yang Ming was waiting for Qin Mengyan's words. What's going on? Yang Ming, what happened to you?" Qin Mengyan didn't really understand, but she was sure that the problem was very serious. Yesterday, Qin Mengyan deliberately found the women's anti-pervert teaching material to inquire about the consequences of a man being hit. It was clearly written in the book that if it was serious, it could cause a man's sexual dysfunction, such as impotence, premature ejaculation, inability to get an erection, and even loss of fertility. Qin Mengyan was shocked when she saw it. She regretted her actions during the day. AI. Yang Ming pretended to be in pain, but he was happy in his heart. It seemed that Qin Mengyan was going to take the bait soon. "Yang Ming, don't scare me." Qin Mengyan was a little excited. Her voice was slightly louder. She was so scared that she quickly covered her mouth. He looked around. Fortunately, other than Zhang Bin, who was engrossed in playing the NDSL game, the others were sleeping. Qin Mengyan's voice also pulled Yang Ming back to reality. He suddenly thought of what Qin Mengyan just said to him: when things reach an extreme, they will go in the opposite direction. The flame of desire in his heart was suddenly extinguished. "Forget it. It's fine." Yang Ming shook his head. Qin Mengyan saw Yang Ming's hesitant look. She felt that Yang Ming must have something. He must be hiding something from her. Qin Mengyan couldn't be assured. She quickly asked, "Yang Ming, tell me." "It's really fine." Yang Ming shook his head. He thought, "Mengyan, don't tempt me again. I just calmed down." "No, you must have something. You can't lie to me." Qin Mengyan said anxiously, "Yang Ming, who are we? What is there to hide?" "Who are we?" These words were too ambiguous. Yang Ming's heart skipped a beat when he heard it. "You forced me to say this, Mengyan. If you know the truth in the future, don't blame me." Yang Ming clenched his teeth and pretended to be very sad. He said, "After I went home last night, it didn't hurt much, but I found another problem." "What problem?" Qin Mengyan asked quickly. "After that, I watched an adult film for a while." Yang Ming was afraid that Qin Mengyan didn't understand, so he explained, "And it was that kind of film. But my lower part didn't have any reaction at all." Qin Mengyan wasn't a child. Of course, she knew what Yang Ming meant by no reaction. Could it be that it was like what the book Women's Protection Against Perverts said, that he was impotent? Really? Qin Mengyan's voice changed. "No reaction at all? And it wasn't hard at all?" Yang Ming nodded. "Then what should we do?" Qin Mengyan's voice had a hint of crying. "Do you want me to accompany you to the hospital to check it out?" "AI, it's useless." Yang Ming shook his head. "Unless, forget it, it's nothing." "Unless what?" Qin Mengyan said in a hurry. "Yang Ming, tell me." "Unless what?" "No, I'm just talking nonsense." Yang Ming wanted to say something, but he stopped. "Yang Ming, you say it quickly. If you don't say it, I'll be angry." Qin Mengyan pretended to be angry. "Actually, I read on the internet that the best way to treat a man's impotence is..." Yang Ming paused. "What? You say it quickly." I'm so anxious." Qin Mengyan asked with a frown. "That is, let the woman he likes help him." Yang Ming whispered in Qin Mengyan's ear. Is it really okay?" After Qin Mengyan heard it, her face turned red. She asked with some uncertainty. "And that's what the internet said, but forget it, it's not fair to you." Yang Ming had a righteous look. "What's not fair?" "It's not fair to treat you." Qin Mengyan thought that she was the one who made Yang Ming like this. She wanted to do something for Yang Ming. "You're not my girlfriend now. If you do this, it won't be good. If it gets out, how are you going to face others?" Yang Ming said, "How about this? Wait until you agree to be my girlfriend in the future, then we'll try again." "But won't that delay it?" Qin Mengyan asked with some worry. It seems that Qin Mengyan's principle is too strong. Originally, Yang Ming wanted to use the words just now to provoke Qin Mengyan, then win her over and make her agree to be his girlfriend. He didn't expect that Qin Mengyan didn't agree. "It shouldn't be. This illness isn't cancer." It doesn't matter if it's delayed, right? Yang Ming said deliberately. What he meant was that the longer it was delayed, the more serious it would be. Qin Mengyan certainly understood this. She clenched her teeth and said, "Only you and I know about this. If we don't say it, how would others know? No matter what, I've decided to try it." Really? Yang Ming didn't expect Qin Mengyan to agree to him. Did happiness come too quickly or did it come naturally? And Qin Mengyan said with a red face, "But I haven't done it before. I don't know how to do it. You have to help me, okay?" Yang Ming looked around. Zhang Bin was wearing headphones and playing The Legend of Zelda DS. He was holding a touch pen and dueling with the big boss. He turned a deaf ear to the things around him. Li Changyuan was sleeping like a log. Wait. Qin Mengyan saw that Yang Ming was about to take off his pants and said quickly, let's forget about it. When Yang Ming heard Qin Mengyan's words, he thought that she was going back on her words. Yang Ming also blamed himself. Was I too much? Although this way the relationship between Qin Mengyan and myself was settled, if one day Qin Mengyan knew the truth, would she blame me? If Qin Mengyan had a knot in her heart because of this incident, then he would be guilty of a great sin. No. Qin Mengyan shook her head and said. She opened her school bag and pulled out a small windbreaker. He handed it to Yang Ming. Cover us with this. Don't let others see it later. So it was because of this. Yang Ming breathed a sigh of relief. Qin Mengyan was so thoughtful. Yang Ming took the small windbreaker and opened it. He covered himself and Qin Mengyan. Qin Mengyan tucked in the corner of the windbreaker so that there were no gaps. Then she said to Yang Ming, "Okay, we will close our eyes and pretend to be asleep. Try to speak softly." As Qin Mengyan said this, she leaned her body toward Yang Ming. Yang Ming also leaned his body over. In this way, in the eyes of outsiders, the two of them were like a pair of sleeping couples snuggling together. The windbreaker was used as a blanket to block the wind. Chapter 94. Qin Mengyan wasn't an irrational person. She could make this decision mainly because she cared too much about Yang Ming. Although she didn't admit it, her mind was occupied by Yang Ming. What's more, this incident was entirely caused by her. It was only right for her to contribute something. Moreover, Qin Mengyan was also very clear that if the two of them continued with their current relationship, they would definitely become a couple in university. Therefore, Qin Mengyan didn't feel that there was anything wrong with it. He was just a little shy. Are you done? Qin Mengyan looked around nervously. No one was paying attention to this side. I'm starting. Qin Mengyan's nervous voice trembled. Then let's start. Yang Ming nodded excitedly. After 30 seconds, Qin Mengyan still didn't move. Although she had made up her mind, thinking and doing were two different things. No matter what, Qin Mengyan was a very pure girl. Suddenly, she had to use her hand to touch a man's private part. It made her somewhat uncomfortable. Yang Ming seemed to notice Qin Mengyan's awkwardness. He reached out and grabbed Qin Mengyan's little hand. Is this considered holding hands? In this case, Qin Mengyan didn't have time to think about it. She only felt that her hand was hot and touched a pillar-like thing. Qin Mengyan was shocked. She only felt that her face was so red that it could light up the dim cinema. She suddenly froze there. Her little hand immediately sweated. She touched Yang Ming's private part. She didn't dare to hold it, but she couldn't bear to leave. Although Yang Ming was no longer a virgin because of the framing incident, he gave his first time to a girl named Lin Jiyun. However, because he was half awake and drunk, Yang Ming couldn't recall what it felt like at that time. Therefore, when Qin Mengyan's hand touched his body, Yang Ming was still excited and immediately had a reaction. Qin Mengyan also felt the change in Yang Ming, which made her recover. She said shyly, Are you having a reaction? Yang Ming's desire was burning again, especially here in the cinema. He felt excited to let Qin Mengyan do this for him. Then, is it okay? Qin Mengyan said and wanted to withdraw her hand. Of course not. There must be a reason for what is written on the internet. If I don't finish, it may have the opposite effect, right? Helplessly, our poor female lead finally fell into Yang Ming's carefully woven trap under the lack of sexual knowledge. Of course, it wasn't very careful. If this person wasn't Qin Mengyan, maybe Yang Ming wouldn't be bothered to deceive her. But if it wasn't Qin Mengyan, who would be nervous about Yang Ming? In order to treat Yang Ming, Qin Mengyan had to continue to do mechanical exercises. Sure enough, it was much better than doing it by herself. In fact, this was entirely from Yang Ming's psychological effect. Qin Mingyan's technique was very unfamiliar. Obviously, she hadn't mastered the rhythm, but Yang Ming still felt very comfortable. This was because the person who helped him was Qin Mingyan. For a man, the mental stimulation was more intense than the physical stimulation. This was the reason why many men went out to find prostitutes when they had beautiful wives at home. If the feeling was the same when the lights were turned off, why would so many people go to nightclubs and bathing centers? This was the stimulation of the mind. The mental pleasure brought by different people was different, which directly led to the difference in the overall pleasure. At this moment, Yang Ming's hand couldn't help but press on Qin Mingyan's chest. Qin Mingyan was already very nervous. When Yang Ming touched her chest, her whole body was like being electrocuted. Yang Ming, what are you doing? But Yang Ming didn't hear Qin Mingyan's words at all. He just continued to say, Mingyan, continue. Qin Mingyan was anxious. She wanted to take Yang Ming's hand away from her chest, but she also knew that this was Yang Ming's instinct. Qin Mingyan's bottom line was once again swayed because of Yang Ming. In the end, the balance leaned toward Yang Ming's side. Qin Mingyan sighed helplessly and said to herself, forget it. This time I will satisfy him. However, Yang Ming actually went overboard and started to pinch her. Qin Mingyan gritted her teeth and endured it. Hurry up, Yang Ming said while panting. Do you think I'm a robot? Qin Mingyan was very depressed. Her wrist was going numb, but she still tried her best to cooperate with Yang Ming. I love you. Yang Ming grabbed Qin Mingyan's chest and said, say you love me. I love you. Qin Mingyan was very excited when she saw Yang Ming's appearance. She didn't dare to ask. She had to say, I love you according to Yang Ming's meaning. However, when she said this, Qin Mingyan didn't feel that there was anything wrong with it. She just felt a little embarrassed. With a low roar, Yang Ming completed the final eruption. Qin Mingyan didn't know what happened to Yang Ming, but his hand was stained with a pile of paste. Qin Mingyan knew that it might be over. Is it over? Qin Mingyan looked at Yang Ming, who had a lascivious expression and was very satisfied, and frowned. And Yang Ming nodded in a low voice. If it's over, then take your hand away, Qin Mingyan said angrily. Yang Ming pretended to be suddenly enlightened. He reluctantly took his hand away from Qin Mingyan's chest. Open my bag and take out the tissue inside and give it to me. You messed with me. Why don't you have any eyesight? Qin Mingyan glared at Yang Ming. Yang Ming smiled and picked up Qin Mingyan's bag. He found a pack of tissue inside. He opened it and handed it to Qin Mingyan. Qin Mingyan took it with her other hand and carefully wiped her hand. Seeing that Yang Ming was still sitting there, Qin Mingyan asked, aren't you going to wipe it yourself? You help me, Yang Ming said shamelessly. Qin Mingyan was silent for a moment. Then she said, Yang Ming, don't push your luck. Don't think that I don't know what you are thinking. Qin Mingyan wasn't a fool. At the beginning she had the attitude of treating Yang Ming. But later, when she saw Yang Ming's comfortable expression, it made her doubt whether Yang Ming deliberately asked her to help him. The association thought about Yang Ming's attitude before this. He didn't seem to be worried about his illness. Could it be that he already knew that there was nothing wrong and all this was just his conspiracy? So, in the end, Qin Mingyan really wanted to stop. But when she saw Yang Ming's comfortable expression, she couldn't bear it. So she decided not to expose him and leave him some face. Just treat it as a reward for Yang Ming's academic progress during this period of time. But when she saw that Yang Ming still wanted to push his luck, Qin Mingyan naturally didn't care about him anymore. She just hinted to him that she already knew that he was narrow-minded. Everything should be done in moderation. Yang Ming listened to Qin Mingyan's words. He was shocked. Did she notice it? Seeing that Qin Mingyan didn't have a particularly angry expression, Yang Ming was relieved. He quickly got a tissue and wiped himself. Hurry up. Don't get my windbreaker. Qin Mingyan didn't dare to throw the tissue on the chair. She had to wrap it up and put it in her pocket. She was going to throw it away when she went out later. Really got on my windbreaker. Qin Mingyan was a little angry, but she couldn't do anything. She rolled up the windbreaker and put it back into the school bag. Fortunately, from the beginning to the end, the two kids who did bad things weren't discovered by others. Zhang Bin was still playing The Legend of Zelda and Li Changyuan was still sleeping. Mingyan, do you think Yang Ming thought, is the relationship between the two of us now considered as settled? Then can I often play similar games with Qin Mingyan in the future? Even if we can't really do it, it's very refreshing now. We what? Yongming, I'm telling you. Only this once. Don't do it again. Qin Mengyan said, today is a special situation. Chapter 95. Yongming thought that after a girl's first time, there would be a second and third time. He didn't expect Qin Mengyan's answer to be so firm. All of a sudden he had sealed off his path. This feeling wasn't good. After the first time, of course, he wanted a second time. It seemed that the days ahead would be tough. Yongming couldn't help but feel depressed. Qin Mengyan saw Yongming's depressed look. She sighed faintly and comforted him. At least before the National Higher Education entrance examination, don't even think about it. Qin Mengyan didn't know what she was thinking. Maybe she was just comforting Yongming. She didn't want this to affect his studies. Yongming listened to Qin Mengyan's words. He knew that Qin Mengyan had agreed to be his girlfriend after the National Higher Education entrance examination. Because if she wasn't his girlfriend, how could there be any intimate action? Yongming was very excited. He wanted to shout, but when he saw Qin Mengyan glaring at him, he smiled awkwardly. Finally. Zhang Bin cheered. After playing for a whole night, I finally passed the level today. Zhang Bin's voice shocked Yongming and Qin Mengyan. They looked at each other and thought that it was a close call. If they were a little slower, Zhang Bin might have found out. Zhang Bin took off his headphones and looked at Yongming. How's the movie going? Is it fun? It's okay. Don't you want to watch? Yongming answered casually. In fact, he didn't watch much. Do you want to play? Zhang Bin passed the game console to Yongming. Yongming took it and casually switched to Mario Kart to play. This was a racing game that was fun to frame others. It was not the same as the general racing game. Here the entertainment value was relatively low. You could knock out different items to trap your opponents. Yongming, hit him with your turtle shell. You're so stupid. Qin Mengyan was also interested. She rarely played video games, but when she saw such a simple and interesting game, she naturally became interested. Do you want to play? Yongming saw that Qin Mengyan was interested in something other than studying, so he passed the game to her and taught her how to use it. Yongming chose a gorilla, but Qin Mengyan naturally didn't like this image, so she changed it to Princess Peach. Perhaps all girls had a natural talent for driving. Other than the first few times where she was not used to it, Qin Mengyan actually got first place again and again. This made Yongming very shocked. What do you think? Awesome, right? Qin Mengyan said proudly. Yongming was speechless. What a ruthless person. Even Zhang Bin opened his mouth wide. You even ran out the hidden characters? When the movie ended, all the hidden characters were run out by Qin Mengyan. Zhang Bin was very happy and shouted, "Thank you, sister-in-law." Qin Mengyan didn't want to explain. The more she explained, the easier it would be for people to misunderstand. Because of the movie, school ended a little earlier. When she got home, Qin Mengyan was going to wash the clothes, but she felt a little sleepy, so she lay on the bed for a while. She didn't expect that she would fall asleep in a daze. In the evening, when Mother Qin came home from work, she saw Qin Mengyan's shoes at the door, so she shouted, "Yonyan, you're back?" Seeing that there was no movement, Mother Qin pushed open the door of Qin Mengyan's room and found that Qin Mengyan was already asleep. So she shook her head and sighed, "AI, go to sleep. The 12th grade is too tiring. Fortunately, there is only 1 month left." Just as she was about to leave the room, Mother Qin suddenly saw Qin Mengyan's windbreaker on the floor, so she walked over and picked it up. She said to herself, "You're already a big child, but you still need your mother to help you wash the clothes." She also saw Qin Mengyan's jeans today and found that it was a little dirty, so she took it out of the house and went into the bathroom. "What is this?" Mother Qin looked at the little white spots on Qin Mengyan's windbreaker and was a little suspicious. But she wasn't sure because vegetable soup could also cause this effect. However, after having doubts, Mother Qin began to carefully check Qin Mengyan's jeans. There was nothing suspicious on it, but she found a ball of used toilet paper in the pocket. Originally, Mother Qin wanted to throw it away, but she was afraid that there was something like a neutral wire in it, so she opened it to take a look. She was immediately stunned. Mother Qin put the toilet paper in front of her nose and sniffed it, and her face immediately changed. As an experienced person, Mother Qin naturally knew what this smell was. Mother Qin picked up the windbreaker again and her eyebrows gradually wrinkled. Qin Mingyan slept very well this time. Recently, because she was studying hard, she always slept very late. After a sleep, she felt much more energetic. When she opened her eyes, she found that the room was already dark. She looked at the colorful alarm clock on the bedside table. It was already 8 o'clock in the evening. Qin Mingyan stretched and got out of bed. She casually turned on the light in the room. Right, the clothes haven't been washed yet. Qin Mingyan suddenly remembered the business and quickly jumped out of bed. But where are the clothes? Qin Mingyan stared blankly at the empty floor. I clearly remember that when I came home I threw the windbreaker on the floor. Why is it suddenly gone? Could it be Mom? Qin Mingyan's heart almost jumped out of her throat. She couldn't help but scream in her heart, Yang Ming. You are going to kill me. I'm finished. Mom knows, what should I do? Qin Mingyan walked out of the room nervously. When she heard the sound of the washing machine working in the bathroom, she was slightly relieved. Yonyan, you are awake? Mother Qin was watching TV in the living room when she heard the sound from Qin Mingyan's room, so she turned around and asked. And that is my windbreaker. Qin Mingyan asked carefully. Oh, you were talking about the windbreaker. I washed it for you. Mother Qin said lightly. She just weighed the pros and cons for a long time and decided not to ask her daughter about this matter. After all, her daughter would be 18 years old after her birthday. She would have the ability to distinguish right from wrong. Since her daughter didn't want to say it, then she didn't need to be nosy. The National Higher Education Entrance Examination was coming. Mother Qin didn't want to affect Qin Mingyan's mood because of this matter. I washed it. Qin Mingyan saw that her mother didn't have any special expression and was relieved. What are we eating tonight? Today your dad has a task at work. Why don't we go out to eat? Although Mother Qin didn't want to pursue this matter, she decided to ask about her daughter's life in a roundabout way. Did she have a boyfriend? Okay. Qin Mingyan was also a bit hungry. She ate a stomach full of snacks in the afternoon, but they weren't enough. Especially the one that helped Yang Ming, it consumed a lot of energy. This is so embarrassing. Qin Mingyan's face turned red again. Mother Qin looked at her daughter strangely. How can she blush when going out to eat? Mother Qin shook her head and thought, maybe it's because she just woke up. The mother and daughter went downstairs to the California Beef Noodle King. Each of them ordered a bowl of noodles and a plate of cucumber side dishes. Yonyan, you're a big girl in the blink of an eye. Time really flies. Mother Qin looked at Qin Mingyan with a smile. Mom, no matter how big I am, I'm still your daughter. Qin Mingyan said coquettishly. Yeah, but in a few years you're going to get married and become someone's daughter-in-law. Mother Qin laughed. Mom, what are you talking about? How old am I? Who's going to get married? However, in Qin Mingyan's mind, she didn't know why, but Yang Ming's daughter-in-law of the Yang family appeared. She couldn't help but blush. Mother Qin saw her daughter's expression and thought that there was indeed a problem. So she said calmly, you're so old. If it was in the past, you would be a mother of a few children. How is it? Do you have a boyfriend? Boyfriend? Qin Mingyan was stunned. Does Yang Ming count? She immediately denied it. Mom, what boyfriend? I already said that I'll think about this problem after I go to university. And Mom is just asking casually. Mother Qin thought that her daughter didn't want to tell her, so she didn't ask. She just said, my colleague's child is only in the first year of high school, but she already has a boyfriend. But I don't think it's a big deal as long as it doesn't affect your studies. Mother Qin said this deliberately to show that she was very open-minded in front of her daughter. Mom, what's wrong with you today? Do you want me to find a boyfriend now? Qin Mingyan was a bit confused. Hey, let's not talk about this. Let's eat. Mother Qin saw that it was time to eat, so she stopped the topic. Yonyan, was the movie good today? Movie? Was it okay? Qin Mingyan didn't know whether the movie was good or not. She helped Yang Ming in the first half of the movie and played games in the second half. Chapter 96. What was it? Tell me about it. Mother Qin didn't have any other intention. She just casually found a topic. Qin Mingyan didn't expect her mother to ask this. I was sleeping. I didn't pay much attention. Oh right. Mother Qin suddenly realized that her daughter must have done something with a boy when they were watching a movie in the afternoon. Thinking of this, Mother Qin sighed slightly. My daughter is really grown up. She doesn't tell me anything anymore. Let's eat. The food will be cold soon. Mother Chin saw that her daughter wasn't in a good mood, so she ate the noodles. After the mother and daughter finished their meal, Mother Chin turned on the hot water and prepared to take a bath. Yeonyeon, come and take a bath with me. Ah? How do I take a bath together? Asked Chin Mengyen. Help me rub my back, said Mother Chin. Okay. Chin Mengyen couldn't help it. She had to take off her clothes and follow her mother into the bathroom. After careful observation, Mother Chin was relieved that her daughter hadn't lost her virginity. It seemed that the two children just played some ambiguous games and didn't break through the last line of defense. Thinking of this, Mother Chin was relieved. It seemed that her daughter knew her limits. At night, Mother Chin told her husband that her daughter's windbreaker was stained with that thing. You are saying that Yeonyeon has already? Father Chin frowned. No, I specifically took a bath with her. After checking, Yeonyeon is still a virgin. Mother Chin said. Then what do you plan to do? Father Chin didn't have much of an emotional expression. Perhaps it was because of the nature of his work. It was common to see underage sex, not to mention that his daughter was already an adult. What else can we do? Yeonyeon isn't willing to say. We can't force her. Mother Chin said helplessly. And let's just leave it as it is. Don't mention it in the future. After the college entrance examination, I will talk to her. Father Chin said. That's the only way. Mother Chin sighed. Do you think we should teach our daughter about that? Something happens, the girl will be at a disadvantage. Mother Chin couldn't help it. Children nowadays matured early. Her colleague's son had a miscarriage with his girlfriend when he was in his first year of high school. After seeing so many things, it wasn't so resistant. This isn't necessary, right? Yeonyeon should know her limits. Papa Chin thought to himself, I might as well popularize it to Yeonyeon's boyfriend. This brat was really too much. He had to find an opportunity to give him a warning. And one of the parties involved in this matter, our number one beauty Chin Mengyen, couldn't sleep tonight. Maybe it was because she had slept last night, but now that she was lying on the bed, her mind kept thinking about what happened with Yang Ming in the afternoon. Before this, Chin Mengyen would never have thought that she would help a guy do that kind of thing. Thinking of her mother's hesitant expression, Chin Mengyen felt really annoyed. Yang Ming, you are so bad. Why does he have to appear in my life? Is that his true thoughts? Yang Ming said he loves me. Is that his true thoughts? In the blink of an eye, the sky outside the window turned bright. Chin Mengyen fell asleep in the midst of her dilemma. The other party, Yang Ming, had a good sleep. In his dream, Chin Mengyen became his girlfriend. The two of them hugged each other and took a walk by the beach. Watching movies was just a form of adjustment for the third year of high school. After a short rest, the intense study life came again. Monthly exam, second joint exam, district mock exam, city mock exam, all of them came one after another like a huge mountain. Yang Ming continued to use his X-ray vision and telescopic vision to cheat. However, this time he held back a little. He didn't copy too much. He just kept himself in the second place of the class and in the top 10 of the year. He was just behind Chin Mengyen. Yang Ming, why do I feel like you did it on purpose? Once or twice it could be a coincidence. But every time she was first and Yang Ming was second. Chin Mengyen was a little suspicious. How is that possible? It's easy to get first place on purpose. But have you ever seen someone get second place every time? Besides, I'm only a few points away from you every time. How can I possibly calculate so accurately? Yang Ming said with a smile. Chin Mengyen thought about it. Yang Ming didn't know her results before. How could he be so accurate? Maybe it was God's will? Girls always think of romantic things. Apart from that one unconventional breakthrough in their relationship, there were no other intimate actions between them. It wasn't that Yang Ming didn't want to, but Chin Mengyen didn't give him any chance. Yang Ming also hinted to Chin Mengyen to let her come to his house or watch a movie together. Chin Mengyen flatly refused. Yang Ming's little tricks, such as waiting for an opportunity to touch Chin Mengyen's breasts, didn't succeed. In short, Chin Mengyen didn't give him any chance. Others were nervous, but Yang Ming was very relaxed. He didn't need to study and he could get good results. Perhaps other than Yang Ming, no one else could do it. Yang Ming still went online every day. Occasionally he would chat with I'm a Superstar and play Fight the Landlord with Wild Female Teacher. In the blink of an eye, it was the legendary Black June. Although the country's education system had been reformed many times, The number of universities was still too little compared to the current total number of students. Except for those who made special contributions to the country, most of the others still had to take the college entrance exam. A week before the college entrance exam, the school gave the candidates a holiday. Today was the last day in school. The teachers of each subject didn't teach anymore. They only told the students about the experience of the exam and things to take note of. Students, today is the last day of your high school career. You are about to enter one of the most important exam rooms in your life. I won't say anything else. There is only one sentence, which is to keep a calm mind. Don't be nervous. Restore everything you have learned on the college entrance exam. Don't leave any blank space. Write down what you know. If you don't know, you have to guess. Although as a teacher it's not very appropriate for my students to guess the answers, but for your grades I have to tell you that you have to do this. Okay, you have to have confidence. You can do it, you can do it. I will cheer for you. Teacher Lee concluded, finally, I wish all of you good luck. Keep it up. Originally, the atmosphere was still very tense, but Teacher Lee's last sentence made the students relax and laugh. It turned out that the teacher also knew how to use popular phrases. Among the laughing students, there was one person who was smiling evilly. This person was Wang Jitao. On the eve of the college entrance exam, he finally made his move. Qin Mingyan, I have something to say to you. Wang Jitao came to Qin Mingyan's table. Can you go to the corridor with me? What? Can't you say something here? Qin Mingyan obviously didn't want to go out with him alone. It's a very important thing. It's about Yang Ming. Wang Jitao said. Qin Mingyan hesitated, stood up and walked out with Wang Jitao. But, motherfucker, as soon as I said it was about Yang Ming, you immediately came out. Wang Jitao was very angry, but Yang Ming was going to be kicked out soon. Wang Jitao, why are you looking for me? Qin Mingyan said faintly. Mingyan, your relationship with Yang Ming is good, right? Wang Jitao asked in a creepy way. Don't call me Mingyan. My relationship with Yang Ming is not something you need to worry about. Qin Mingyan was suddenly annoyed that Wang Jitao called her that. I have a stack of photos here. After you see it, you will know what kind of person Yang Ming is. Stay away from him in the future. Wang Jitao handed a bag of things to Qin Mingyan. What do you mean? What is this? Qin Mingyan didn't reach out. You will know when you see it. You don't want this matter to be known by everyone, right? Wang Jitao smiled. Qin Mingyan looked at Wang Jitao and took the things in his hand. When she opened it, she couldn't help but be shocked. This is Yang Ming? What do you think? Don't tell me you don't even recognize your classmates? Wang Jitao laughed. How did you get this photo? Qin Mingyan frowned. She didn't comment on Yang Ming, but she was suspicious of Wang Jitao's purpose. It's a coincidence. I got it from a website editor. That day the police happened to be in time for an inspection. They caught a few prostitutes in Heavenly Earth. The editor took a few photos with a digital camera and wanted to expose it on the website. Wang Jitao explained, my family has shares in Heavenly Earth. You know that once this kind of thing is exposed, it will affect the business. If people know that we are not safe here, there will always be an inspection. Who would dare to come here? So the hotel gave the editor a sum of money to buy the photos. Chapter 97. Then how do you know about this? Qin Mingyan asked coldly. This? Wang Jitao was stunned. He didn't expect Qin Mingyan to be able to remain calm in this situation. He thought that Qin Mingyan would be furious. However, Wang Jitao was still considered a young schemer. His mind worked quickly. That editor is still young, so my father couldn't make an appearance. Coincidentally, my father wanted to train me, so he sent me to contact that editor. So, you know, I don't have any other intention. I just want to remind you that Yang Ming is not a very honest person. Qin Mingyan looked at the photo in her hand. For a moment, all the joys and sorrows in her heart surged. It's really Yang Ming. He was only wrapped in a bath towel and he was taken out of the hotel by 2 police officers with a lewd expression. Even if Qin Mingyan didn't come into contact with this, she could guess why he was taken away by the police without wearing any clothes. Qin Mingyan was heartbroken. For the first time she had the feeling of being betrayed by her lover. That feeling was like her heart was taken out by someone. She was helpless, hesitant, and at a loss. It was also a coincidence. The date on the photo had been changed by Wang Jitao with the computer. He changed it to a recent date. He was afraid that someone would associate the photo with that incident. After all, it's better to be safe than sorry. But our smart male lead was a victim of his own cleverness. Although he temporarily fooled Qin Mengyan, he also caused a lot of trouble for himself because of this incident. The date of the photo was exactly 1 week after the movie. The clear scene came to Qin Mengyan's mind. Mengyan, there's no one at my house tomorrow night. How about you come to my house and help me with my homework? Yang Ming said lewdly and shamelessly. Can't homework be helped at school? Why do I have to go to your house? Qin Mengyan certainly knew what Yang Ming was thinking. She really regretted that she was soft-hearted at that time, which gave Yang Ming the opportunity to take advantage of her. After studying we can do some things that we like to do. Yang Ming saw that he was exposed, so he didn't hide anything anymore. I don't like to do it. If you want to do it yourself. Qin Mengyan snorted. Study hard. Don't always think about useless things. But sometimes boys need to vent. Mengyan, if you don't help me, I will find someone else. Yang Ming deliberately said this. Who cares? You can find whoever you want. Qin Mengyan didn't care about Yang Ming's threats. Is it because I didn't agree to his request he went to find a prostitute? Qin Mengyan really couldn't accept this fact. She even began to doubt Yang Ming's feelings for her. Did he approach her to satisfy his personal needs? A feeling of anger and being deceived made Qin Mengyan's tears linger in her eyes. She ignored Wang Jitao. Qin Mengyan stumbled back to the classroom. Her vision was blurred. Damn. Yang Ming, you are not simple. You actually made Qin Mengyan fall for you. Wang Jitao was very unhappy and scolded in his heart. But this time you are finished. Aren't your grades better than mine? What's the use of being good? Let's see if you still have the mood to take the college entrance exam. As long as you can't get into a university, you won't be competitive anymore. Qin Mengyan wouldn't be with an unemployed young man. Even if Qin Mengyan agreed, her family would strongly oppose it. In this way he had an opportunity. Wang Jitao did this because he was gambling. He was gambling that Qin Mengyan wouldn't tell this to Yang Ming. Qin Mengyan's personality was that she was the kind of person who buried her thoughts in her heart. Therefore Wang Jitao felt that Qin Mengyan wouldn't confront Yang Ming face to face because of these photos. Of course, at least not for the time being. When Qin Mengyan regained her senses and the National Higher Education entrance examination was over, it would be useless to confront him then. One had to admit that this move of Wang Jitao's was truly too insidious. At first he made Yang Ming let his guard down, then at the crucial moment he used a fatal blow. Wang Jitao really expected that Qin Mengyan didn't confront Yang Ming face to face. If it were other things, Qin Mengyan might not be as disappointed and irrational as she was now. But when it came to Yang Ming, Qin Mengyan was a little confused. Yang Ming didn't know what happened because today was the last day of school before the National Higher Education entrance examination. Yang Ming wanted to be with Qin Mengyan. After school, Yang Ming came to Qin Mengyan's desk. Mengyan, how about going out for a walk? At this moment Qin Mengyan was lying on her desk. When she heard Yang Ming's words, she slowly raised her head. Her eyes were red from crying as she glared at Yang Ming with disgust. She picked up her bag and walked out of the classroom without looking back. Mengyan, what's wrong with you? Yang Ming felt strange and quickly chased after her. Don't follow me. I don't know you. Qin Mengyan said coldly to Yang Ming, who was following her. Mengyan, what's wrong with you? Did I make you angry? Yang Ming saw Qin Mengyan's abnormal mood and was a little confused. You know what you did behind my back? Qin Mengyan said with a hoarse voice. Don't come to me in the future. I hate you. After she finished, she didn't wait for Yang Ming to speak and quickly ran to the end of the corridor. What does this mean? It's inexplicable. Yang Ming was a little confused. How did I provoke Qin Mengyan? Nothing. When he looked in front, Qin Mengyan had already disappeared. Yang Ming shook his head absent-mindedly. Qin Mengyan had never treated him with this kind of attitude. Even when he used to skip class and lie to her, Qin Mengyan only scolded him angrily. What's wrong with her today? He didn't know that at that time, Qin Mengyan only treated teaching Yang Ming as a class cadre's responsibility. But now it was different. Her relationship with Yang Ming was no longer an ordinary classmate relationship. Yang Ming suddenly remembered that Wang Jitao looked for Qin Mengyan once. Could it be that this brat said something bad to Qin Mengyan? Fuck his mother, I didn't do anything to him for the time being and he's still angry? It seems that I have to find an opportunity to teach this guy a lesson. Yang Ming thought resentfully. It's just that no matter what Wang Jitao said, Qin Mengyan would believe it? The current situation was that Qin Mengyan believed Wang Jitao, but didn't believe him. This made Yang Ming very angry. Who is she close to? Forget it, just ignore me then. This kind of woman is not worth it. Although Yang Ming coaxed Qin Mengyan on small matters, he was a male chauvinist in his bones. Thinking that Qin Mengyan didn't even believe him, it meant that Qin Mengyan didn't believe him at all and didn't care about him. Poor Qin Mengyan, who was misunderstood by Yang Ming. How was it that she didn't care about Yang Ming? It was because she cared too much about Yang Ming that she had such an abnormal attitude. Wasn't there a saying that the deeper the love, the deeper the hurt? Now Qin Mengyan was like that. Do whatever you want. Yang Ming shook his head. He was actually dumped twice. The first time was Suya. This girl was separated from him. The day before she transferred to another school, she secretly gave him a letter saying that she would like him forever. But after that there was no news from her. This time it was Qin Mengyan. In the morning she was still sweet-talking with him, but in the afternoon she turned her back on him. It seems that a woman's words can't be trusted. Fickle animals. If you want to misunderstand, so be it. I don't care. Thus, a relationship that had not yet started had a crack in it due to the misunderstanding between the two. After some time the two buried the hatchet and resolved the misunderstanding. Qin Mengyan regretted it very much. She regretted that she doubted Yang Ming at that time, which led to a perfect relationship to be shared with another woman. Was this considered a punishment from the heavens? Yang Ming, who was in a bad mood, slowly walked out of the campus. He was looking for a target that he could vent his anger on. Yang Ming wanted to meet a few hooligans like Zhang Yuliang who bullied the old and weak so that he could be a good Samaritan. Jin Gang was unlucky. He chose to make a move on the same day as Wang Jitao. Yang Ming, you come with me. Jin Gang had been waiting at the school gate for a long time. All the students had left, but Yang Ming did not come out. He thought that he missed him. He didn't expect this guy to come out last. This made Jin Gang a little angry. Where's my bicycle? Yang Ming was in a bad mood, so he didn't have time to care about him. Bicycle? Jin Gang thought, you're good. You're about to die and you're still thinking about the bicycle. In a while I'll let you say goodbye to the bicycle. I said it last time. I can't see the bicycle, so I'll turn you into a bicycle. Do you think my words don't work, or do you have a memory problem? Yang Ming looked at Jin Gang and said disdainfully. Okay, you're good. You come with me. I'll find you a bicycle. Jin Gang said angrily.